Feel the vibe, vibe, vibe. Hello there, and welcome to the ESL Mortal Kombat 5 July Finals. My name is Trid, and of course joining me for this evening is going to be Jaws. We're going to have a lot of Mortal Kombat 5 action coming up tonight as the best teams from the July Red Cups are going to go head-to-head to find out who is the July final winner.
Yeah, it's going to be quite exciting. Let's be fair, these guys have worked a lot and hard for this, and it's going to be very interesting too. This is a live final pressure situation. Pressure is going to surmount between these two teams, and we see if they can, deal with that kind of thing. Because sometimes it can get to you, as players. Sometimes you're in these high pressure and stress situations with a lot of things on the line, a lot of prizes on the line, and it can affect your gameplay in some way. But we'll see if that does end up coming about.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got a bracket coming up shortly, but just to give you an idea of what's going to be happening tonight, if you haven't tuned into a Modern Combat 5 final before, teams are going to be facing off in a best of 3. It's going to be team deathmatch. First 50 kills, 5 players go head-to-head, and if we need to go to a tiebreaker, it's going to be the rush game mode. So, I know a lot of players on these teams are fond of the team deathmatch, but we will end up going to rush if it is a tiebreaker. But we're going to have a quick look at that bracket now. So as you can see, we've got a series of games going up there. We're going to have some knockouts already going on. You can always see that ASM First Action and Sniping, have gone ahead and got themselves to the next stage of the bracket. First up, we are going to be having Elf Crew versus Destiny, and that will decide who goes up against Sniping. And then shortly afterwards, we're going to have Old Glory going up against Destruction U to find out who takes on First Action to get themselves into that final spot.
Yeah, I mean, working your way through that already is going to be quite exciting for you, isn't it? And I want to see if Destiny, the American team, can beat some of these Japanese squads because, they're looking high and flying right now.
Exactly. The bracket is absolutely stacked with the Japanese representative teams. You've got to notice about Elf Crew, though, not entirely a Japanese roster. They do have themselves a German player as well. I believe he's their captain on that team, so it's quite proficient. Although there might be majority Japanese squads, there are some few European players dotted in there to mix things up.
Yeah, that's quite interesting, actually, because especially if you're in a captain role, right, you're going to be kind of shot calling in that regard, and you're going to be giving the commands out to your players necessarily, and it's going to be fairly interesting to see how the communication comes down in that game. We are just loading ourselves into game very shortly. And we'll be right on our way.
Just get into the game if you can.
Yeah. I believe that is the one.
That's the one. Which game have you managed to get into?
Let's get through these bundle of notifications first.
Yeah, a lot of notifications coming in. A lot of matches going on. A lot of people getting ready to go this evening.
Absolutely. I cannot get a game at the moment.
Yep.
So there's going to be little troubles getting in there. But I'm sure we'll be able to see. Aha. There we go. That's how we get the game up.
Okay. So anyway, like I said, we're going to have Elf Crew going up against Destiny. Elf Crew have had a bit of a shaky start in July so far, competing in most of the cups that happened in July. They had a couple of tournaments where they got a bye in the first round and immediately got knocked out afterwards, but they did find their fortune in the cup. I believe it was number 43, where they got themselves a 3rd place finish, climbing all the way up to the bracket, getting a series of victories under their belts, going 5 games to the distance, getting knocked out and dropped into that 3rd, 4th playoff, but did secure that final match victory to get themselves in a good position to be here at the finals today. So we are just having some technical difficulties getting into the lobby to kick things off today, but we're going to be moving into the game as soon as we can to bring you that action.
We are. Just asking one of the admins right now to grab us in. Give us a second. It won't be too long. We promise you that. I know you've been waiting for a long time. The stream was obviously a little bit delayed, and we have to say sorry for that. But I think these things happen, especially when you're on a live grand final stage. This pressure gets to all of us, apparently.
Yeah, apparently today, production, casters, players. Things are heating up. Who's going to take the July victory?
It's heating up. It's not too hot outside there at the moment. It's pretty cool.
Quite mild.
Quite mild up in here in Katowice, so it's pretty nice. Pretty mild weather. Although it could be a little hotter. I was in Madrid last week. It was about 35 degrees, kind of warm air floating around. It was kind of nice. Unlike Britain, which is just scorching hot, and it's horrible to even just walk around in.
It's like there was a big disparity. Obviously, I was out in LA for a couple of months a while ago. Didn't see a single cloud the entire time I was out there. It's absolutely amazing. Come back to England. What is the first thing it does? Rains it down straight away on landing, greeted with a wet surface. Tarmac. It's fantastic. But no, Polish weather. Overcast at the moment. Is it your first time in Katowice, Jaws?
It is indeed.
It was.
It's quite exciting in all honesty. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah?
Katowice is nice city. Need to go explore a little bit more, I think, tomorrow, but we'll have to wait and see for that.
We'll have to wait and see for that, but we need to focus on
First things first, we need to get in the lobby. We are just getting the admins to sort out that issue in just a moment. I'm just trying to get everything sorted. Perfecto.
Right. Well, anyway, like I said, it's Elf Crew versus Destiny.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of the results coming in over there. One of their key fraggers, I believe, is American Sniper, or a player called American Sniper on their team. Ironically, going up against Destiny, who is an American team. Don't know how he feels about going up against some of his fellow comrades, shall we say, in their lineups today. I
mean, they got a lot of pride resting on their shoulders, right? They're one of the only American teams left. They want to make sure they can stick it to some of these Japanese squads, like we mentioned, that are filling out the roster. Well, they like Destiny. We'll see if their destiny is to win the tournament. And like you said, one of their top fraggers right now, looking pretty fire, coming up through the bracket. Quite a performing player as well. We got the bracket on your screen right now. Destiny versus Elf Crew. Whoever wins that game will go on towards face sniping.
One thing to note there, Rost family was actually the team that knocked out Elf Crew in previous weeks. They have got a victory over Elf Crew. So if they do go for a victory there, Rost Crew have already found themselves dropped to Action 1, or First Action, shall we say. If Elf Crew have to go against a team that can beat Rost, when Rost have proven themselves to beat Elf Crew in the past, if they manage to pull this victory out over Destiny, there could be some difficulties here progressing much further in the bracket.
I mean, you got to think as well. A lot of these Japanese squads have been playing together and have been probably scrimming as well. I mean, being their native country, obviously, and their native tongue, they've been kind of communicating in that regard and maybe setting up a few scrim blocks. You know, just testing each other out, just making sure they're prime and ready for this tournament. I wonder if Americans have had the same situation coming into this as the only American squad. Are they scrimming other American teams, or are they, you know, asking these Japanese players, you know, can we scrim against you? Is this a possibility? You know.
Well, I think one of the things to actually mention is teams like with teams like Elf Crew, like I said, they have got a German player on their lineup. Whether they choose to use them in their full lineup is a different story. If they manage to do that, the communication issues, they might come through if you're using with bilingual teams. So the American team might not necessarily be using the entire American roster. Might be using it indeed.
Here we go. We are just getting into the lobby now, guys. So hold your horses. We are almost there.
What are you chuckling at?
I am typing in the wrong thing, is exactly what I'm typing in.
Right, there we go. We got it.
Cool. Just trying to find that.
So it's that there. This one here. So, yeah. Just typing in. No. Just that. Yeah.
Ah, I see.
There you go. Just trying to decipher some
hieroglyphics that are written down on the sheet.
The lexicon that is the way we get into this game. It's one
Absolutely.
one of the many difficulties we've got ourselves.
It's like a labyrinth.
Yeah.
Not a fun one. Or a maze. Not a fun one either.
Okay. So the roster coming in on Elf's side is going to be Rabbit, Nell, Asuka, Kayaku, and Lovegood to kick things off on the blue side. And Destiny, they're going to be running Nui, Abe, Anubis, Sultan, and Area coming in here. I know that Rabbit tends to be one of the players who racks up a lot of kills. No space. One of the players who tends to rack up a lot of kills. And my co-caster can't read lexicons, apparently, and decides he wants to throw in a space when he shouldn't do.
Okay, there we go.
Well, anyway, we are ready to jump into game right now. It's going to be the team battle. So the first round of this best of 3 between Elf Crew and Destiny, and is going to be on Museum.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with best of 3s as well, this is a big kind of format. You got to kind of think about that, right? Yeah. You get the first win, you're kind of getting the momentum rolling there, and you're thinking, okay, here we go, we're ready to rock and roll, but the other team then has to kind of claw that back with a complete reverse sweep with the 2 extra games.
Well, anyway, game's going to start in a couple of seconds, so we're going to bring you, this is the first match of the finals we are going to show you today. It's going to be Elf Crew going up against Destiny to kick things off. Best of 3, all to play for. Who will go up against First Action in the semi-finals and get themselves one step closer to being crowned the July champions of the ESL Modern Combat 5 Red Cup.
Oh boy, here we go. Straight into game as the countdown clicks down. Who do we go on? That's the question. Who do we look for in this game?
Well, let's take a look and see what we can get from Rabbit, because Rabbit's one of the key players of Elf Crew right now. See where he's moving into. So you can see he's leading his pack, going on a little bit straight himself. Over to the right hand side, already got some shots, taking some shots there. A lot of fire going into the side, not landing it at all. But both teams have already crewed a frag each as they're starting to move into conflict on these sides here. Yet again, 2 more kills coming out for Destiny as they're starting to get a little bit of kill pressure onto the side of Elf Crew.
Yeah, I like what Nell's doing here. He's trying to get the upper Oh my goodness.
Taken
Ran into Sultan's grenade.
By the incendiary.
Didn't see it coming. All right, okay. Nell moving in now. See, they want to get the upper ground here. He's got this missile launcher. He can kind of see someone's behind this wall. There we go. He knew he was there the whole time. Getting that splash damage. Hit it all the way through. 3 and 7. But Destiny right now, yeah, 7 and 3. He's just raining rockets down this corridor. Does end up picking up another frag there as well. They are kill trading right now. And you got to say, Elf, they really need to secure the higher ground right now, get the positional advantage over this launcher. Otherwise, they're just going to pay the price, and you can see it happening right on your screens. Yeah,
absolutely. And you got to remember, blue side now have the UAV available, so Elf Crew are going to have the reading of all of Destiny's movements. See here, Area tempted to go for the attack, gets him with the shoddy. Takes him out looking for another, but no, he's taken out by Kayaku before he can proceed any further. So he was looking in the direction of Kayaku, wasn't quick enough to react and get himself another kill there. But you can see Elf Crew stacked up all in this section here, looking to try and pick out some of the members of Destiny, hopefully get themselves a kill or 2 to even the score.
Yeah, Asuku, moving forward here, you want to... The main strategists in these teams they stick in 2s, right?
Yes.
This is the big thing, to cover your opponent. You'll cover your opponent's back, cover your teammates' back here. So if anybody does end up walking into fire, you can instantly react, instantly pick up and capitalize on that kill. You can see Nelf here holding one of these long corridors. You'll see this time and time again. Rabbit actually picking up a kill on there on the sidelines. Game has slowed down a little bit here, trying to get some fire over the wall, but Area just picks up Rabbit. Not too much of an issue with that launcher. Does kill him with a splash damage, but there will be a kill traded.
Yeah, absolutely. And Anubis is the one picking up a counter kill as well. The missile launch is so oppressive from that long distance, especially when you've got the cover advantage over your opponent to really abuse it. You see Anubis taking more shots. It's very bizarre because what you can see is that Elf Crew constantly have this UAV advantage over Destiny, but Destiny seems to be the ones who are still aggressing, still getting these kills. They're capitalizing on the fact that Elf Crew are holding these positions, and they're abusing things like the rocket launcher to get themselves further to that 50 kills to get themselves the victory. But I don't think this will go to a 50-kill game, Jaws. 4 minutes left on the clock, only 14 kills racked up so far. Might be a little bit of difficulty for that to happen.
Yeah, Abe's going to be able to pick up the kill onto Nell. And you can see now, he just wants to make a move. Now, holding this upwards position here, again, just taking that high ground. It doesn't seem like anything anything Destiny can do but push into them at the moment. They have got the kill lead, so it's all on Elf to actually make the move in that regard. If Nell's not careful, he will get spotted out here. Cooking a nade. Oh my goodness, just ducks back into cover, pops back out. He knows exactly where he is, has to go for the reload on the pistol.
Oh,
knife
comes
comes through.
Kill.
All right, okay.
Yeah,
does get traded instantly though, so again, that backup, like we were mentioning, sticking squads of 2, able to trade those kills fairly easily. Rabbit falls again.
Okay, Suka, his colleague, handling the stair, trying to look for the flank, but the action seems to be on the other side of the map. As they're just trying to search out where these players are at the moment. Get a good read at Rabbit, going for a flank, trying to hold a further position out from the rest of his team. Try and catch them as they go for a peek, or try and get the flank onto Elf Crew. But still, you can see a consistent kill lead in the favor of Destiny. They're really holding their advantage. And that's one of the dynamics of it, like a team deathmatch-based map. Once you get that kill lead, the earnest is on the underdog team to come back into it by getting themselves those kills. So they have to play aggressive. You can hold defensive point.
Oh, that was a really nice kill by Keku. Just poke around the wall. Nice pre-fire as well by Rabbit, just trying to pick someone up using that long-range scope like we were talking about. Didn't manage to do anything at all, just get the spawn for his teammate as well. So all three members of Elf are going to be here. The fourth kind of on the roam at the moment. Rabbit again going for this big pre-fire, trying to find someone that's trying to move to a more advantageous position, but can't really find anything.
Okay, so we have Kayaku throwing the grenade, cooked it for a right amount of time, did get some damage onto his opponent there at the top of the stairs. He's trying to look for the peak. He's just holding the angle with the range. He doesn't want to go in a press, but the clock is ticking. 14 kills to 23. I don't know if he can do it as Abe gets the better of him by that long distance shot in between those pillars.
Abe gets another one. He gets the kill onto Nell as well. He's 11 kills up. Destiny are 11 kills up at this current moment in time. And this is, like you said, this is the problem. Time is against Elf now. They need to make proactive moves. They need to be actually pushing into Destiny, but Destiny kind of hold tight. Oh, Nell picks up a 2-piece. Ends up killing himself though. In fact, in one of those pieces.
Oh,
gets one down. Oh, the 2 as well for Nell. This guy's popping off. Can he get a third? Headshot comes through with the shotgun. Anyway, we'll be able to pick up that kill. Now, Elf once more, they're on a squad of 4. They are pushing these stairwells.
It seems to be a hot contention in this matchup. See, a lot of people are holding this angle. A lot of contention going on there.
Oh,
wow, double kill coming out with that gun. Anubis showing up big. LMG spray coming out from Nell. Manages to get area, but not much more. He's still got another one hiding around this corner. Has to go and press onto him, but yes, he finds him again. Looking for the long distance.
Beautiful.
Nell coming out huge for Elf Crew. But all dreams have to end yours. He does get taken out there quite tastily by a shot.
Nell? Oh my goodness. What is going on? Nell's really heating up now. 22 to 36, 35 seconds remaining. These teams, obviously, well, Elf has to do something right now. Elf Crew, they need to step on this trigger. It is a best of 3. If they go down right now, the momentum will be against them. And the kill trader over. Nell really, really going for it. One of the highest accuracies on his team right now at 13%. 12 kills, 12 deaths. It's a 1-to-1 KD ratio. Not bad at all. Area picks up a double kill on Destiny. And I think that's going to be it. 10 seconds remaining. There's no way they can secure the kills. Yeah, it's just spray and pray now. Abe picks up 1, and they'll go 1-0 up.
Stat pad, boys.
Stat pad in right now. Destiny are going to be able to take the lead. Man, Elf, right at the end there. Nell, I thought this guy was actually going to go really big. Picked up, what, 2 3-man sprays there? Even killed himself by accident with a grenade. Yep. I mean, he was looking at all 2 fire, but can't be the top fragger in your team when the rest of your team is lagging behind. And that'll be Destiny actually picking up the first map.
I think that's one of the biggest problems of this game is that they saw an early advantage come out for Destiny, and they just held on to it. It doesn't matter how good Nell, how much Nell popped off. Didn't matter how many peaks that Rabbit might be able to get. You noticed that Rabbit was lurking around the sides, trying to find these crawls. But there was never the solo flank coming out from Destiny. They were always as a unit. You found 1, you found 2, you possibly found 3.
That was the big turning point of that game, really. Destiny took an early kill lead of about, I'd say about 6 to 7, and go, okay, guys, we need to play this slowly now. We need to play this slow, methodical. We can just take the high ground, make Elf Crew come to us. And that's exactly what they did do. Like you said, Nell, yes, he popped up at the end there, but realistically, it wasn't enough.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just going to load up into game 2. Try and get ourselves the next matchup. Will be another TDM. We're not going to the tiebreaker rush yet. Destiny leading the score 1-0 up. They're looking in prime form to go overtake against First Action in the next round of this tournament. However, Elf Crew, they can still come back into it. They've gone up against Destiny before. I'm sure as hell they can do it again.
Again, I think it comes down to maybe the scrim culture, right? I want to know if Elf Crew have been scrimming these top tier teams, like sniping, obviously making it through the bracket. It's very interesting, in all honesty. I would like to actually hear Nell's opinion on it as well, because this guy, he is kind of the standout performer right now.
Especially of last game. Last game,
I
massive.
mean, yeah, impressive performance through and through. He had like 14 kills by the end of it, I think, or the majority of his teams at least. It's definitely the one that was actually pushing for these flank corners. We were talking about the stairwell. A lot of nades were just chucked back and forwards. Let's be real here. They were literally just throwing nades and throwing nades and throwing nades. And it was a very
it's always the
kind
safer option though. You're not exposing your position by doing that.
You know, you want to catch someone out that's going for a small peek there, and you maybe catch him with a headshot or something from one of the snipers. But realistically, one of the nades will catch him first. But Nell was going for these aggressive peeks. He was throwing a grenade, moving up forward, using that grenade as kind of a distraction. The whole of Destiny were backing off, and then he was just capitalizing on that matter. Just surprised.
Absolutely, and I think one of the problems, we actually caught it a few times from the POV point of view, is that these players were overcooking the grenades. They were going for the preemptive one, and while they're getting ready for the cook and the release, you see their target, who they were waiting for, comes out, pops them, kills them.
Yeah, so Nell killed himself. I called out the 2-piece, but one of those pieces was himself. So had both slices of pizza.
Just
one of them.
need to get the key for the next matchup.
Yep.
And then we can see if we can jump into game 2. Don't know the map yet. We will find out shortly. Hopefully, it will be as impactful as Museum was for round 1.
Damn. I want to see. Do Destiny do the same thing, right? Go on that early aggression. Make sure you pick up an early couple of kills. Because Elf Crew, maybe they need a little bit of warming up into the matter. Maybe they needed to just kind of get in their groove. Maybe they, maybe it's the first time they're playing today. I can imagine they warmed up a little bit previously, but, just getting into game. Again, high pressure situation.
Well, I think kind of like we mentioned about the nerves about it all. The nerves have kind of gone now. You've had your first match. Yes, you're backing us against the wall effectively because you are 1-0 down in the set. But you've now got that first match out of the way. You've now kind of got, right, okay, this is just like any other game we can play. Just getting the password to jump ourselves into the lobby and see what we can find. Looks like we're going to be having TDM on Conversion is going to be our second map.
All right. Okay. So again, I want to see where they're going to be able to hold. I want to see Elf Crew go really aggressive. Put Nell on the front line. I've got Nelf there. It's like Elf and Nell.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a mixture.
Yeah, a little bit of a mixture going on. So I want to see them put him on the front line. I want to see him being the kind of entry fragger, moving around these corners very aggressively, and then he's got a team to back him up. One maybe to cover his flank, and then the rest of them to kind of, okay, if Nell does go down, we can kind of trade the kills in our favor, and then push for the high ground. Because throughout the entire game, the only place I saw Destiny was up high ground. They were on that catwalk area. They were at the top of the stairwell, which we were mentioning so heavily. They just didn't let it go at all. And it was really, again, down to Elf Crew to make these more proactive decisions. And Destiny could just sit back, not relax, but sit back, play the game a little bit slower.
Yeah, but that's what I want to see this game. I want to see Elf Crew get control of the game early and force Destiny into an uncomfortable position. Maybe then they can go around and capture themselves a better fortified defensive position for themselves and make Destiny aggress onto them. They might fare better in this matchup and force a map 3 out of them.
Map 3 will be pretty good. Honestly, I want to see a tiebreaker. Not going to lie to you, Trid.
Tiebreaker, it's always good to go a tiebreaker, right? Because then you've got the decision. If you just get 2-0 stomps, you could have 2 bad games in a row.
It's true.
Mix it up a little bit, equalize it, go into the third game. At least then you've played your heart out and got yourself a victory under your belt.
And maybe that's a favourable game mode for them as well. Maybe TDM's not their thing. Maybe they prefer.
Well, that's kind of the thing about the format of the Red Cups is that we know that we have the best of 3s, you have the TDMs, you then go into rush for third games. How much time do these players put into the rush game mode as a unit, knowing that they could get 2-0 stomped or they could 2-0 stomp someone?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's the big question. I think, again, it goes straight back to the kind of, do they scrim against other teams? Do they practice this rush game mode? Ideally, you'd want to do 50-50 or maybe 60-40. And you'd go 60%, we'll play TDM most of the time. Then we'll play rush, maybe we'll queue up for a couple of those and then go forward from there. Just like we're getting everybody into lobby. And Rabbit, actually, someone we pinned as the top fragger of the team, just didn't really come up too big. Well, it was all Nell. The only thing I saw, that kill feed, whole lot of Nell.
Yeah, but I think what Rabbit's purpose in that team was to... I feel like he's misplaced. He was always off the edges, always watching the back of the team. He's looking for a flank coming out from Destiny. But at the same time, Destiny don't need to aggress onto Elf. We keep mentioning it, how they have the defensive ground. They can just hold their ground and wait it out. So you're looking for flanks that could potentially still come. It might catch them off guard. They're playing defensively. They have one person going on alert. But I think Rabbit needs to spend more time with the team, more time trying to push onto these positions and help his team break through the line and gain control of the high ground. So what if Destiny get a lead early on? They're going to want to hold a position. We've seen it from game 1. If as a unit they can get those frags, force them out of that hole and take control of it themselves, potentially even pick up a kill lead if there's not that much of a kill difference going on, they can completely turn the tide of the battle.
One thing I did like to see from Rabbit in that game was actually the amount of pre-fire he was putting down. So you'd see him in these, I wouldn't say odd angles, but angles of vision that people are going to want to move through. That's Dynasty going to want to move through to move to other positions, more advantageous positions like I mentioned in that last game. He's just pre-firing. So if he does manage to catch somebody, maybe it's a kill, maybe it's some damage. Damage is great. A kill would be even better if he does score a headshot, for example. And then you're in a better position. You're 4v3, and then you can just push with now. I think Rabbit, one of the main reasons why he maybe didn't show up so brightly in that game was just down to him pre-firing a lot and just holding those corners and holding those flanks as well. If the enemy has that position on you, you're in that position where you actually have to move. If you want to move just across the map, if they got a sideline in you, catch a lucky headshot, then you're down a man. Then they don't have to push. And then Rabbit, yeah, I think he was actually being very proactive in this game, but maybe needed to coordinate with his team a lot better and then push with Nell and then him hold those sidelines. We are just jumping into the game right now. Will be another TDM. This time it is going to be on conversion.
Yeah, we're bringing that to you shortly as they load into game. But, like I said, I'm rooting for Elf Crew here. I want that game free, and I want to see them take control of the game early. And as you see, we have jumped into the game.
All right, we'll see what they want to hold up here. Again, it's very like Destiny to hold the top of the map and then just kind of get early kill lead. And they just force Elf Crew come to them. Oh, that was very close. And it was almost spotted the foot there, one of the Elf players. Although peek around this corner, we'll see these shots going off. He's holding this nice angle. It'll be First Blood actually going over to Rabbit. Very aggressive. It's actually going to get traded over there. Lovegood does end up falling.
Nice return kill coming out from Aria. Just level playing field, keep things level, but kills come out thick and fast. No one has a definitive lead as of yet, but it looks like Elf Crew have pulled ahead with that frag. A couple of bit of damage coming on to Sultan. Rocket launchers aiming at the floor. It's Aria looking for more. Goes in with the shot in close range, picks up Kayaku and keeps it again. Gets the double before dropping down. Rabbit, though, avenges his fallen teammate.
Yeah, nice little bit of crossfire there. Lovegood, though, takes a bad engagement. Sultan just picks him up with the SMG. That shotgun not doing all too well. And now Anubis, you can see on your screen now. Again, this is what Destiny do well. They hold these upper grounds, and I gotta say, Area with that rocket launcher is actually really scary. Like, the amount of times you'd see him just pick someone off, and even a double kill last game with one rocket was pretty disgusting. Now just looking for this peak. Again, it's so easy to fire from these upward positions with these snipers. NWI, you can see here, just pre-firing this wall. Can see someone walking across, didn't manage to tag him. Now picking up a two-piece, though. Someone end up falling. Now once more. 30% accuracy. He's looking out big for his teammate right now. Nice kill for Rabbit there. Just get a knife.
Yeah, look at a little pre-fire coming out from Rabbit.
Nice.
Does pick up the kill onto Abe. Turns around immediately. He got a good read on where his teammates are, but he didn't account for Anubis. Will lose his life.
Man, Destiny doing it again. Pulling away with this lead. Although now he's got something else to say about that one. Just get a nice little scope on there. One mirror Destiny does end up falling. Oh, that was very close again. Big pre-fire. Nice. Gets him across the room. Abe does end up falling. Now picking up that kill. Watch out though, buddy. Someone's behind you. Area does get him with the flank.
This seems to be a common tactic of what Destiny are doing. They send people in to take these long engagements against someone who is proficient as Nell. And then meanwhile, they have got Aria running around with this shotgun, just getting these flanks off, coming in at close range and picking off targets when they're just coming in low from a trade or just not expecting it from that angle. And this is the part where we see Destiny starting to take the lead yet again. It was going so well for Elf Crew to kick things off.
Oh my god, Kayak. Oh, he was behind them. He had the perfect opportunity, but ends up getting traded up. He picks up a nice kill there in return. Anubis pushing forward now. Destiny kind of lost control of this high ground for the moment. Elf determined to stick on this low forward here. Actually, they have got one member up in the roof at the moment, or up on this second floor even. Lovegood getting the spawn for his teammate there, so he didn't, at least he can predict it. Does end up going down in the end. NYA picking up that kill. Area. Watch around with the shotgun here. His teammate, friendly teabag, he knows where he is. MYA, they're picking up another kill onto KO. They seem to be able to fight on the ground as well, something Elf actually can't seem to do. Oh, Rabbit, that was dirty.
Oh, he's got a nice read on where one of the Elf crew is. He's going in hot pursuit. Throws him with a shotgun,
missed.
bites off more than he can chew as he runs into a double.
Ouch. Just runs right around the corner. Shotgun blast completely missing the opposition.
Actually lost the feed there, unfortunately.
Oh, there we go. We're back.
So we're back. Static cams apparently are the answer.
Static cam. Sultan does end up trading up a kill, but again, Destiny hot in the lead. It's a little bit of a quicker game now. We are 3 minutes left on the clock. We're already approaching that 50 kill limit for Destiny. Only 15 kills remain for them. And again, holding this high ground is something that they love to do. Proved quite proficient of it. Their map knowledge, you can tell, maybe a little bit better than Elf Crews at this current moment in time. And now, once again, Destiny pushing up with 2 members up onto that staircase.
Let's see if they can push out onto this. And see, NWY, sorry, he's managed to get a couple of kills himself. But a lot of people are relying heavily on this sniper rifle when you've got the missile launcher combos. An incendiary kill coming out from Nell. Managed to pick him up, get a couple on that fire, and actually roast him to a tasty death.
He's looking pretty crispy right now. Not in the good way either. Sultan now pushing with this SMG. He's unwilling to take these fights, and actually Alpha are going to capitalize on that with another couple of kills themselves. Just take on board with Sultan for the moment though. Again, he's just kind of wandering around, just making sure he can spot out anybody that does come for a cheeky flank, actually protecting the backs of the people with the longer range rifles.
See a little bit of an engagement coming out on the ground floor.
Shotgun does miss. Asuka ends up actually to retreat there. Does pop around the corner again though. It does have the recon aircraft available and is going to get deployed instantly for Destiny.
He's playing a game of chicken here. Trying to find him. Oh, gets the shot onto Abe. Drops him down quite comfortably there. He was kind of playing chicken around that box for quite a while with him. Finally got the right direction to pick things off.
Almost gets taken out, only on 20% HP.
5 kills remaining. 4 more for Destiny as they're looking to take this 2-0 victory in his first match.
Elf need to play it low and slow now, Trier. This is what I'm telling you. They need to be able to slow the pace of this game down. That's exactly not what's happening. Destiny willing to take it to them. Another sentry turret is going to get deployed. This is looking all too bad for Elf Crew right now. 1 more kill remains, and Destiny.
There we go.
They'll complete the match with another victory under their belt. They will find themselves finding the 2-0 over Elf Crew. Elf Crew looking a little bit lost, in all honesty.
Wow, there we go. Elf Crew will be getting knocked out there. Looks like we're going to see Destiny progressing on to face first action in the semi-final. We're, of course, going to be moving over to the other side of the bracket shortly to find out who will be joining the semi-finalists for this month's matchup. But let's break down a little bit about what we saw on there on conversion. As we noticed, very fast pace in comparison to something like Museum. I think there's a lot more avenues for players to move around the map, get behind their opponents, and find these great angles on there. A lot of elevation being used on the side of Elf Crew, but there was this amazing synergy that we had coming out on the side of Destiny. They had their long-range snipers dealing with them, pinning down the side of Elf Crew, and in the meanwhile, they just let Arya run absolutely mad on that shotgun.
I mean, Sultan, I think, is the almost standout player in that regard if you look at what they wanted to do in that game. He was holding the flank more often than not, like you were talking about with people just holding down these snipers, holding down these angles, and letting Elf Crew once again come to them. There was a moment, and I think at the end of the game, where Elf Crew realized I think we've lost this. I mean, it's going to be a kind of a miracle if we come back in this fight. We need about 12 kills. They need like 3. So they just kind of all rushed them at the same time on the lower ground. It was just a bit of a free-for-all at the end. But I mean, realistically, Sultan did what seemingly one of the best jobs on the team, even if he didn't like he was picking up the kills, and that was holding those flanks, like he was saying. We did see a couple of rocket launcher kills as well through the floor. Obviously, that splash damage impacting that, and I think holding the catwalk is quite dangerous. The elevated ground is great, but the problem is if you do expose yourself on the catwalk, you're lining yourself up. It's like a carnival game at that point with the little ducks going across. You just shoot them down. It's not too much of an issue for people with the rifles.
It doesn't take very much for someone who's at a distance in cover to peek, see someone on there, to see someone on that catwalk, and you can go, right, you need to aim here by this landmark, by this landmark. We've actually just heard in from our admins as well, Destruction are actually going to be advancing over to the semi-finals. Wow. So we already have our semi-finalists lined up for this evening. So it's Destiny versus Sniping, and it's going to be Destruction going up against First Action. But seeing as we got our semi-finalists, we're going to take some time to recover, and then we're going to move into the next phase of the bracket. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll bring you the semi-finals of the Modern Combat 5 July finals. everyone, and welcome back to the Modern Combat 5 Red July Finals. We're going to bring you the first semi-final of the night. It's going to be Destruction going up against ASN First Action.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. This will determine our first finalist as well. And again, this is an Indian team coming through thick and fast.
Primarily Indian.
Primarily Indian, yeah, a team coming up against a Japanese roster. So, again, another nation that wants to show their pride in all respects, because most of the bracket right now is filled out with the Japanese teams. So again, want to make sure they can maybe face the Americans in the final. That'd be quite an interesting one.
Yeah, well, we know Destiny, first American team, they progressed through. They got a Japanese team of their own to face in their next semi-final. So, really, in theory, we could still see an all-Japanese final here at the Red July Finals today. We are going to be jumping into the first match very shortly. It is going to be Construction Site is the first map. Obviously, Team Deathmatch, still best of threes for now. As you know, as we get to the final, that will be a best of 5. But we need to see who gets there, and that's what the purpose of this match is going to be. So, Destruction, they effectively got a pass into this round. They didn't have to go up against Old Gods. And First Action, they've already got themselves qualified as well. So both teams we haven't seen on the stream so far. Let's see how they pan out, though, because it'll be very telling, because one of these teams is going to have to go up against either Destiny or their opponents for their semi-final.
Yeah, I mean, Destiny already looking really strong, in all honesty. And I think they're going to be one of the teams to beat. I think they're on a steamroll right now. I don't think anything can stop them, it seems. We'll have to wait and see for that a little bit later. But First Action coming up again. I mean, this game specifically, I think... There we go. I was like, what's going on here? But yeah, it's all good. This game specifically, I think, again, it's going to come down to how well the teams can communicate and how well they can actually set up these sightlines. I think Destiny had an absolute fantastic game the last round you just saw, just because they were able to communicate so finely. And I think their ability to get these and set up these sightlines and get early advantages and then push the game back and just say, okay, we're going to take it our pace now. We're going to take it more slow. You're going to have to come to us, and we'll see if these teams want to employ the same kind of thing. We are into game now. 4 seconds and on the clock. Here we go.
Right then, we're going to jump into the POV. Now, already Goofy picks up the first frag of the match for Action 1. Getting a couple kills alongside Goofy again with the double kill.
Wow, Goofy again.
Goofy.
What?
Sorry. Goofy's already being one of the star players. You can tell very quickly with those frags, getting an early lead for Action 1. Oh my god, it's Mide. Getting some return kills, but Goofy calls in that airstrike, finds the double with it. Very impactful, getting an 11-3 lead already for First Action.
All right, Goofy is on a little bit of a tear, you could say. He's popping off right now. He's got 0 deaths. This is the reality of the situation right now. They need to be able to shut down Goofy. Speaking of shutting down Goofy, they do actually manage to pick him up in the end. Nice little flank there, but he does get traded up.
Divin managed to go up onto the high ground, gets himself another kill. Just off there. So this is what Divin's doing. He's getting a side angle here, trying to make sure that he can find anyone who's trying to reposition to the front lines where all the action is happening. Goofy, though, it doesn't matter where the action's happening. Goofy always seems to be around it, picking up multiple kills there. Nice position to catch him from behind there. Picking up a kill, but will falter as he goes down. But look at this, nearly double the kills of Destruction coming out. As Divin and Goofy racking them up again, keep pulling in those kill streaks, keep calling in those things. They're just getting out-dueled. It's not a case of necessarily these guys are getting better angles, because they are. But what you've also noticed as well, they're just losing these straight-up fights.
Yeah.
The aim is so again, on point from Goofy.
Just tagging ahead on OMG.
The worst thing about it was OMG had the line of sight on Goofy before Goofy even clocked where he was looking. He managed to aim, lock on, figure out where the shot was coming from, and kill him before, oh my god, could finish his own kill. That's the level of proficiency we're dealing with a player like Goofy.
Goofy really handling it right now. Dip, duck, diving and dodging. Doesn't get taken out, though. Limited is going to trade that kill, however. Well, Divin finds a nice little headshot. Oh, gets traded up. I was going to say, as soon as you switch him, you know he's going to die. Because realistically, Destruction, they are trading these kills quite handily, or at least they were. But the problem is, double the kill score right now for the red side. This is a disaster Destruction need to go back to the drawing board, I think, and need to figure out a way to just shut down Goofy, because this guy is actually on a tear.
He
does get taken out by a nade. Maybe that's his weakness.
I'm not a huge advocate of this, but this is literally GG go next for Destruction.
Yeah.
3 kills left, 4 minutes 20. There's no way they can accrue the difference. 2 kills remaining. You got Divin and Goofy still layering on the pressure, literally peppering Destruction with bullets. And there's just nothing to do. They have doubled the kills coming out there. Exactly by the end of the time limit. A red victory in, quite frankly, an extremely dominating fashion for Action.
Yeah, would you look at that? Goofy's on top of the leaderboard. 16 kills and 6 deaths. Is
shock.
Quite a handy game for him, it seemed. On the kill feed, it was only him.
It was Goofy and it was Divin.
Yeah. Yeah, again, like you said, it was a really interesting scenario because half the time it felt like Goofy was on a sideline and they had sight on him and he was like, I'll take the fight, yeah, sure. Yeah, that's fine. I trust in my shot and I reckon I can just outshoot you from this angle no matter what. Dings him in the head and it's like, okay, who's next?
I feel like Goofy was in a position there where he's just walking along and he just hears like a weird annoyance. It's like just like a flash. He's like, quit it. What do you? Oh, right. And then bang. Just like turns, gets a shot straight away.
Boom.
Yeah, it's stupid. They were getting ridiculous angles on there. Moving into the next game, though, Vantage is going to be our second map. So, based off of Game 1 performance, I'm expecting Action to go ahead and take this one quite handily again. I mean, if Goofy pops off like he did in Game 1, it's done. It's over.
It's quite scary, in all honesty, to have someone perform on this level. I think Action right now, again, they just need to make sure Goofy is alive and well. Just have him pick up these fights, make him, again, one of these entry fraggers, right? They move on in and then push forward. I think, are we just getting... There we go.
Okay. Different game. It did move us into another map.
Ah.
Baited.
Oh, we did get baited there. Feels bad, man.
Yeah. But, yeah, no, I like what you're saying. There's this team to support structure. If they give Goofy the tools, he might be able to go over there and pop off again. I think we saw some players looking at these sidelines angles, trying to stop people from necessarily flanking on Goofy himself. Because yes, he can turn under some circumstances and get that instant kill. But we also have the problem is where there might be an angle where Goofy just cannot match it. So to have that cover on his flanks will really set him down nicely.
I was looking forward to seeing Vantage, but unfortunately, it's not going to be the case.
Well, we will be seeing another game shortly.
Indeed. We're just going to get the lobby.
It won't be the same one as last time.
No, it will not.
So we need to wait for the new passkey to come in for us to jump into that lobby. Don't know what the second map will be yet. Personally, if we were going to do predictions, if I was a betting man, Jaws, I'd be putting money on Action to take this game and get themselves that spot in that final.
I think that's one of the quickest games we've ever seen. So I'm going to go with yes.
Yeah, there was about 4 minutes 30 left on the clock. It's a 7-minute round, so 2 minutes 30.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was... I don't really know what to say, in all honesty. That was just pure
It wasn't enough for you to kind of collect your thoughts about what was going on.
It was
obviously, it was the very visceral things, such as, Goofy just dominating the kill feed with Divin. Very easy to pick up on. But the rest of it just kind of been overshadowed by that. Just checking it.
Cool. They're just getting the passkey now. So we should be into the game. As you saw there, Action already a game up. And I was saying maybe Destruction, they come in as this majority of an Indian lineup and go, okay, so we are going to represent India in this match. We are going to bring it to the Japanese squad, who are quite dominating, in all honesty, throughout the brackets, you can obviously see, but not quite so much. Maybe they need to play the slow game. Maybe they need to slow it down.
Can you slow it down against someone?
That's true.
Can you slow it down against someone like Goofy?
At some points where he was literally running around corners and just spraying you down.
Yeah, he just plays such a hyperkinetic style that he's able to run in there and not worry necessarily about these different angles. So you've got Goofy, fair enough. So you put a lot of man. You basically, if you use a football analogy, you man mark Goofy, right? You put 2 men on Goofy. Then what do you do about Divin? Divin's another top fragger for this team who's still able to pick up the kills as well. Failing that, if you've got your entire team or the majority of the team watching 2 players, what are the other 3 guys doing on Action? They are getting in better positions, and they are going to pick you off. You may get Divin and Goofy. You're not going to get the entire team if you're putting 2-3 men onto these solo carriers.
What was quite interesting about that map as well, and specifically from the side of Destruction, they seem to hold the outside court a lot of the time. The outside of the construction yard, so you'd see them up on the ledges. And that, I think, was one of their downfalls, was because you had action almost spawn trapping them up there because you die, you're more likely spawn next to a teammate rather than obviously across the map. And there were a few times where they'd go down, they'd respawn next to a teammate who was also up on the ledge, and then already you had action with a sightline on them ready to blow their heads off. And that's exactly what kind of happened, blowing their heads off being quite a pleasant way of putting that one in that game.
Yeah, I'd go a little bit too graphic trying to describe what I thought of that matchup. A little bit NFSW.
Yeah, not super for work.
NFST if you want. Not safe for Twitch.
And I'll say, yeah. Or NSFS, not safe for stream.
That would work as well.
Yeah, there you go. We'll just see if Destruction can bring it back. Again, it would be nice to see a best of 3. In all honesty, that goes to 3 games. But right this moment, like you said, I think Action, if we were a betting men,
yep,
we'd put money on action right now. Or put just money on Goofy.
Bet my house on Action.
Bet your house on Action. It's a big bet. Cool, we're just getting him.
Yeah, we have the passkey, so we're going to load into the lobby. That means the game is going to be coming to you shortly. It's going to be the second round matchup of the semi-finals, Action versus Destruction. We are going to find out who will be getting that first spot in the final. Will it be the Japanese lineup of Action, or will it be the Indian roster of Destruction? Next map is going to be Streets for us, so we're going to be jumping into Streets for round 2. Will it be the last one? If game 1 was anything to go by, yeah, it's going to be the last one. It's going to be a 2-0 victory coming out for Action. But do you know what one of the things I like? I like being wrong. I like being mistaken when you back the favorite, so to speak, based on performance. I really want Destruction to just come out of nowhere and shut this down and go, no, we need to be taken seriously. We're forcing out this third game.
Yeah, again, maybe they need kind of warming up to it. Maybe that's what Action kind of just took advantage of. Again, I think it comes down to maybe the scrim culture is a little bit different. Maybe a lot of these Japanese teams are just scrimming together and just finding the best kind of strategies and the best places to hold on the maps in order to kind of spawn trap people. And it definitely showed on that map. Maybe it was just Action's map. Maybe they actually practiced on that a whole lot more than anything else. Obviously, going into Streets, maybe Destruction actually picking up this one and going, okay, so actually we play this map a fair bit. We know where to hold. We know where to hold the sidelines as well. Again, it all comes down to that too. What is their favoured map pool? And maybe this is not one of theirs.
Maybe, but one thing I want to touch on quickly is the difference in weapon choices we saw between match 1 and match 2. The first matchup we had, obviously, Elf Crew going up against Destiny, very projectile-based, lots of grenades, lots of missile launchers, and you had the occasional shotty running around with, the odd sniper here and there. What I noticed from the last game, very AR-based. Still the shotgun involved as well, but it's more, less of the missile launcher, less of the grenades, more focused on these rifles, both sniper and assault, with a few shotgun kills mixed in there. And I don't necessarily think that's down to maps. I think that's down to playstyles. I think where you've got accurate shooters like Goofy, like Divin, you don't need the splash damage if you could just hit the target anyway.
Yeah, exactly that. And AR is kind of a jack-all trades in some regard. You can pick people off from long range. Obviously, the snipers are always going to be a lot better at doing that kind of thing, and it will be able to pick up the one-shots if you score them in the head. But the thing is, the AR can also spray from the hip. You don't have to go in the sights. You can just spray from the hip and just hope and spray and pray, as the saying goes. But then is also very good at medium-range combat as well. And I think, yeah, maybe it doesn't come down to map pool because there are some elements of that map that are very close and shotguns would work. It just turned out that actually Goofy, like you mentioned, is actually more of a proficient AR player. Didn't see too many grenade kills. I think that map specifically is a little too open for that kind of thing, unless, again, you are holding that catwalk, and then you can nade behind it, and again, you can just pick up a couple of frags there that way. But realistically, you're throwing nades more blindsided half the time, and you're going, okay, so maybe I'll pick up a frag here, more pushing the enemy towards you.
I feel like the grenade usage in this game is like the dog from Duck Hunt. Right? You're sending him into an unknown territory to flush out the enemy more than anything. You're going to get that indicator. You're going to know the grenade's there. Do I stand here, soak damage, potentially die? Or do I leave my safety and just run into a hail of gunfire? You're forcing that decision onto a player. And I think that's what the blind nades are all about in this game mode, and what we're seeing in Modern Combat is these guys just absolutely decimating each other by forcing the decision to be made, putting the pressure on them without actually endangering themselves. It costs you nothing apart from the ammo to throw a grenade. You don't lose position, you don't expose yourself to gunfire, you just flush an enemy out. And it's the safest option a lot of the time for these players if they have the nades to use.
There was hardly any launcher play either. We've got to kind of keep that in mind too. There was very, very little launcher play.
Yeah.
And I'm quite curious to see if they do want to pick up on streets. More close range map, so the splash damage will kind of help. We did see in the first series of the day, Elf Crew versus Destiny. Destiny picking up a lot of launch kills.
Yes.
There was one, I think there was at least one solid member actually that did take the launcher and decided, you know what, actually, I'm going to be the launcher player. It's realistically, it's probably one of my best weapons, and I can impact the map a lot of the time if I just fire it down these corridors that we know people are hiding from. Again, it acts like a grenade in the way it flushes people out because of that splash damage, right?
Yes.
We're actually going to get into game very shortly. Just going to assign a couple of the players.
Nope, going to be starting to.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Players assigned.
Players assigned. Players in the game will be another TDM on street. Now, can Action take this game? Oh, Destruction. If they do, they will move on to the finals later on.
Absolutely. So, Action looking in the great position to go ahead and get themselves that final spot. Of course, after this matchup, if it does end here, or we do in fact go to a third game, it doesn't matter. The next set we're going to bring will find out their opponents in this week's final. So, we are jumping into game. Round 2 of the first semi-final of the night is going to be Streets.
Here we go. I think man of the match or man to watch will be Goofy again. Can't not help but watch this man in all honesty. Again, we've got to kind of look at the weapon choices. Obviously can't see them. Goofy actually going for this SMG. Makes a lot of sense. Again, close range of the streets. Rocket launcher wouldn't be too bad either. Just get flushed out here by a nade. So
I like the positions being held here. You can see if anyone goes through this alleyway, they are going to die. It's all about who's going to give up the position first. A lot of numbers seem to be stacked. Over by this side, we're seeing from Destruction. There you go. Oh my god, it's Mead. Picks up the first kill. An incendiary grenade kill coming on to Reloader. Look at this. You can see the Action really toying with the idea of going through this avenue. And you see he peeks out, instantly goes and answers the spray. Mika picks up a kill of his own, does go down, but this is where the aggression comes out from Action as they storm the base, racking up an extra 2 kills and putting them in the lead.
Yeah, they're flipping the spawns now. Goofy running in, throwing the nade. Willoughby end up clearing the spawns, so now the spawns are flipped. Again, Streets, very close quarters match, and that's why you can see Goofy with this SMG in hand. Ooh, okay. Divon's got a sniper in his back pocket. Limited picks up a couple of kills with the AR as well. Okay, now they're going to rush. So 2-man rush here. They do end up securing that kill as the spray down does come through.
Unfortunately, we lose one in the process.
So they trade 1 for 1. So still Action, still in the lead, 11-9, but very, very close for the moment. Goofy actually picking up that rifle with a more long-range scope, going for the spray. Doesn't quite connect with anybody. Actually just sacrifices his teammate in that regard. Yeah,
just goes for a little bit of spray and pray without the accuracy. I think at the range, it's quicker for him to just go for the spray rather than line it up, especially if you've got a scope on a gun like that at close range. Go for the spray, you're more likely to get the shots. By the time you've lined up the shot with a scope, you've probably already missed.
Speaking of missing, that's what Goofy just did just there. Oh,
didn't miss that time, picks up the headshot.
Dings him in the head, no problemo. 2 kills, no deaths. Something we've come to see from this guy quite a bit often. Plays a very slow, methodical playstyle rather than just run and gun.
This is definitely a lot closer than the previous matchup, though. You can only see 2 kills separate these teams, whereas we saw a gap
look at this
twice
flank.
as big. Beautiful flank by Goofy there. Gets right behind him, picks up a double kill, and assists his team in a firefight that I think he would have lost solo.
Oh, my goodness. This guy knows where to be at every moment in time. Well, the best accuracy on the ball right now is only 8%, but still. Sprays his teammate down there. Maybe a little bit shocked to see him around that corner. So no,
Limited not paying attention.
Yeah. Got to hang your head and show him now, Limited.
Nice.
Still Action. Look at this kill lead as well. We're 4 minutes in. We're not quite close to the kill limit we just saw in game number 1, but 32-26. In fact, Goofy picking up another 2-piece. Limited coming through with stealing Goofy's 3-piece and actually picking up. What just happened there? Goofy comes in, sprays 2 down, and the Limited just cleans up the rest. Too easy, it seems. And now Limited just taking the pot shots to the back and takes the other guy out too. Yeah,
Goofy just stormed into that building and immediately turned it, and he's blown this game wide open. What I want to point out is the big difference in Mika's performance in Game 1 and Game 2. Mika is dominating the kill feed and finding all these AR kills.
OMG did manage to take out someone with his incendiary grenade, but Divon's actually coming out really big too with his sniper. It's just something that you wouldn't normally see on the streets, that sniper play, but he's making it work. Mika actually finds the last kill there, 50-33. Not even close, it seems. Action. They are looking so good right now. Goofy, I can imagine. Oh, no. Wow. I was going to say Goofy maybe on the top of boards there, but this time limited.
He didn't die, though. He just went 10. No.
What can you really say about that?
What can you say?
Not much.
He went 10
the
and 0. So he didn't die. He was playing very safe. He always found these superior angles. This wasn't a game where Goofy comes out and just beats everyone in a 1v1. This is a game where Goofy finds the better angles, gets the drop on his opponents, and doesn't put himself in any danger. What I was going to say was I wanted to point out the difference in Game 1 and Game 2 performance with Mika. Mika got a couple of kills, nothing too impressive, but then cut over to Game 2, dominating the kill feed towards the end there, moving in on the back of Limited and Goofy's movements as well. And I think he was definitely one of the ones holding these lines and being these entry fraggers and taking these engagements for people like Goofy and Limited, and even Divin at times as well, to come in on these flanks and just entrap the team and secure those kills. And like I said, it was very close around the 20 kill mark, then all of a sudden, Action just dominate the game and blow it wide open. So, same result, just a little bit more resistance coming out from Destruction to begin with.
Yeah, there's you can just spot this playstyle differences between a lot of these teams already. Like, Action, very aggressive, works around Goofy's kind of flank play style. Obviously, we saw Limited and Goofy almost annihilate the entire squad of Destruction in one fell swoop. And now you're seeing teams like Destiny, who may be coming up against Action if they can win their game over sniping a little bit later. If they come into the finals, they play a very slow, methodical game. They like to set up the angles, get the early kill lead, and then wait for the team to come to theirs. Wait for the team to come to them. Can Action deal with that scenario? I want to see what Sniping are going to do up against Dynasty, because it could be an all-Japanese final as well.
Yep. Well, we have the potential for it there. I think that looking at this, Destiny definitely had a good advantage in the first game going up against Elf Crew. We've already seen that Sniping, they've already got themselves that position. Next time, we don't know if that was a bye or whether they just 2-0'd their opponents, but they're still in the semi-finals, and that's got to be respected.
Yeah.
Destiny, they could come in and sweep it, get themselves a position, and I feel like a final between Destiny and Action would be quite enjoyable, but that'll be decided when we come back after a break, because we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll bring you Destiny going up against Sniping, and if that's anything to go by, that'll give us a very telling result of what the final may look like.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Modern Combat 5 Red Cup July. My name is Jaws, joined by Trid, and we're about to get into our second semi-final of this evening. Now, we just had two pretty fast and furious best of threes, with Action quite handily giving it to Destruction, and they'll be moving on towards the final. But now is the time to decide who is going to meet them.
Absolutely. So we're going to be having Sniping going up against Destiny. Now, we've already seen Destiny face off in the quarterfinal matchup, going up against Elf Crew. Had quite a convincing 2-0 victory against them. Hopefully there's a higher caliber of opponent coming out in the form of Sniping. If you want to make sure we have a great final for you guys, and I think they're really going to have to put out all the stops to match what we just saw Action performing.
Yeah, I mean, Action really just destroyed. Destruction is kind of a nice and polite way of putting it. I mean, Destiny, again, I hark back to what I said before the break, was they have a very different playstyle, and I want to see how sniping are going to come into it. And are they going to be a team that only runs snipers? That's the...
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. But it will be kind of interesting to see. But I doubt they will be. Again, another best of 3 is coming up very, very shortly. Will be 2 team deathmatch matches, which we haven't seen that third. That third and final round.
No one's pushed us to the limit
No.
yet. No one has been able to have such a contended battle to get that third game out yet.
We'll definitely see one in the final because it's a best of 5, so there is that.
That's very true.
Yeah, that is. Destiny coming up against sniping very shortly. Just getting all the players into the lobby and ready and waiting. Now, we've already seen Destiny once today already. They proved that, yeah, they can play the slow, methodical game. And I want to see, in all honesty, an American teaming up against Japanese in the final would be definitely interesting because it's a lot of nation pride on either of those as well.
Yeah, and I think that matchup would be quite interesting to see Action go up against Destiny because, like we said, Destiny was very, we're going to hold this ground and win. But at the same time, you saw Action just unafraid to push into these fights and unafraid to take that ground and fight that war of attrition. So it will very much be a clash of styles that I think will be quite interesting to see unfold.
Exactly that. And we'll see how sniping actually play up against Destiny as well. Again, I can imagine these teams have played each other in some caliber.
Yes.
Obviously before, obviously in the GO4, the Modern Combat 5 on the ESL website. But have they played against each other in these scrims? Because I can imagine, like I mentioned earlier, the scrim culture maybe in Japan at least, because a lot of these teams, they're going to be talking to each other. They're going to be saying, okay, so not sharing strategies, but, you know, just kind of talking on a friendly basis, saying, yeah, you know, we're doing really well on this map. You know, let's set up a game together. We can kind of get some nice scrimmages in, because, you know, playing just the multiplayer can get a bit... I don't want to say stale, but realistically, you're not going to come up against the best players, the most coordinated teams. So you are going to be wanting to set up these custom games to go up and against these other teams. Now we are going to jump into our first game right now. It will be Construction Site. This is Destiny versus Sniping. We're about to decide who is going to go forward to the final and meet Action.
Yep, and this should be an interesting matchup. Like I said, we know Destiny's style. I really want to focus this matchup on seeing what Sniping pull out, because it'll give us a good read. It'll give us a teaser of what we can expect in the final, should it go the way of Sniping. But the game is ready. We'll start in 5 seconds. Oh, God, I nearly lost my voice there. Just completely disappeared.
Happens sometimes. I can appreciate it.
Happens to the best of us.
Exactly that. Now, what Sniping? How are they going to play this game? Again, we saw Construction Site a little bit earlier. It's very easy to kind of spawn trap people on that backwards ledge. It doesn't like at the moment. They're just holding these stairwells. At least YouTuber is. Or YouTuber even, sorry. Looks like YouTuber.
YouTuber. Well, what we saw there was also Sultan going again off onto the fringes, trying to get himself in a nice position where he can hold off these side attacks coming out from the opposing team. You see a nice strong unit coming out on the side of Sniping, all sticking together at the moment, holding this ramp because they think the aggression is going to come from there. I don't think it is. You can already see they're losing members from the other side because you've got the rest of Destiny coming around onto the side there and getting them from a flank.
Obviously, we have a slight wall hacks as well, just because we can see the outlines of the blue players. Something that Sniping obviously don't have, but yeah, like you said, they are just getting flanked right now. And you can see ManJ just not doing, not facing the angle where the enemies are. Oh, that was a nice shot there.
It's Anubis who actually picked up the kill on that one. It was an NWI, but Destiny already coming out with a strong showing here. They've got good angles as they're trying to aggress out of this area. Nice bit of pre-fire coming out. NWI picks up a kill onto Mirai.
My goodness, NWI really popping off right now. Again, this is where we saw Destruction kind of get destroyed in this matchup. It was just so easy for people to, for Action just to spawn trap them here, and it's kind of like a firing range. Very, very much like those carnival games where you just see the little ducks line up and you have to shoot them with a little cork gun.
It was very much a shooting game.
Nice pre-fire by NWI, picks up another kill on Sniping. 13-5, by the way. Destiny, Anubis picks up a two-piece there. Finally get a kill traded backwards and forwards, but LMG kill, not something we usually see, and now Aria decided actually rocket launcher. Sultan picks up 2 kills with the single grenade.
Yeah, the incendiary coming out very strong for them. But we're looking at Aria again, and we know that Aria, however you want to pronounce it, is one of these guys who goes on the flanks. He's got the missile launcher, he's got the shotgun, he's trying to flush these guys out and force them into gunfights. See a nice shotgun frag coming out there, long range with that super looking shotty.
Dips straight back into cover. Oh, swips out with a rocket launcher, but no, his teammate already got that one. He's going to be able to find another person around that corner. Drone available now for him. So again, coming out really big. This guy is not letting go either. 28 to 11. This is exactly the quickest game we've seen Action actually take destruction in a much quicker fashion. 30 kills to 13. They are getting run all over right now. Destiny just have this map on complete lockdown.
Yeah, and I think some of this is down to Area. He runs around the map like a juggernaut. He just doesn't care. And he's racking up these frags on these beautiful angles that the distracted team are falling prey to.
God, NWI coming around the corner. Doesn't meet his doom, though, with a pistol. Nice
play there from YouTuber, though. Did manage to pick up a couple of frags there before going down himself, so not rolling over and playing a possum just yet.
Not quite. LMG in the hands of NWI. I haven't seen too much use of that as of yet, as the rifles are more preferred, more accurate. Got more ammo in the mag, though, for the LMG, so you can understand why. Just spray and pray, more often than not. They're going to pick this corner, though. And that'll be Area just picking up a kill. Nice traded forwards though. MJN is going to be able to pick up one. Oh, NWI dash around the corner. Spray and pray. Picks up the headshot. Is he going to be able to find anybody else there? Does turn his back, and we do see Mirel picking up that kill.
He definitely bit off more than he could chew there. He aggressed the corner, got the frag, but then he was kind of pincered. He was like, well, they can aggress me and I can die and my team can't help me, or I can try and sprint back to cover and regain some of my health. Didn't quite manage to do it, but a nice spray down there to end the match. So Destiny gonna take map 1 and take construction off the side of snipers.
Very easy. Main snipers, maybe they should have stuck to snipers. At the end of the day, I think they really did walk into Destiny's trap. They, like we said before, Destiny playing a more low and slow game. They know how to work the spawns. They know how to just make sure sniping had to come to them. It's not necessarily what they did this time. They kind of, I wouldn't say disrespect them anyway, but Area just ran around, like you mentioned. That missile launcher and the shotgun combo, there was literally nothing stopping him at that point apart from a grenade, it seemed.
One thing that pointed out that I just saw on the end screen there, we know Area was playing very aggressively, very risky, running around, getting in the face of his opponents. One of the lowest deaths on his team, had a 13.5 KD. The only person who beat him in terms of number of deaths was NWI, who came top. And he had 13 kills to 3 deaths. But Eris being able to play that aggressively and not rack up a huge death count, shocking by the side of sniping to not shut that down.
Sniping, they're looking like they're crumbling right now. They really need to be able to come back. That's quite a heart-crushing, soul-crushing defeat, isn't it really? I mean, 50 kills to 30, I mean, that's a 20-kill deficit. It's not even close.
Not quite what happened to Destruction.
No. That was actually destruction. I mean, you got to think, is it actually affecting these players in terms of their mentality coming into it? Yeah, they just got destroyed, but they really need to kind of make sure they can bring their A game in the next game too. Don't let anything go to waste. Don't, make any over-aggressive plays. Again, slow the game down. That's what they need to be able to do, it seems. Destiny, very good at doing so, but maybe beat them at their own game in that regard. I
think we're definitely looking at a what we wanted, which is Destiny Action Final, I think, based on performance in Game 1.
Seems that way right now.
Yeah.
In all honesty. We're just getting into game number 2 very, very shortly. As soon as we get the next passcode. But yeah, might just very well be that. With Destiny.
I don't think we are going to see a map 3 until the finals, where map 3 is forced because it's best of 5.
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't surprise me all too much, in all honesty, but hey-ho. Could see Action just demolishing Destiny a little bit too much, and then Destiny giving up in game number 2. You never know. Can happen, especially with Action's performance so far in the tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just checking up on some of the stats on the players and also having a look at some of the rulings as well, just to refresh our memory of how the best of 5 format is going to work. So what happens is the higher seeded team in all these matches will host, and the lower seeded team will choose their side. Okay, and for map 2, the lower seeded team must host, and the higher team, that's fine. When they do the hosting, though, What you need to do is the maps are chosen from a rotation in order to do it, and select what they're going to be playing in the matchup, sorting out these lobbies. Now, what I wanted to work out with the best of 5 is how the best of 5 game mode is going to work, because we know that Rush is only used as a tiebreaker, so we won't even see Rush unless we have to go to game 5.
See, that is an interesting concept, because again, we mentioned it a little bit later. We are just jumping into lobby now, so we won't be too long with the game. Next one.
Yes.
We mentioned it a little bit later that maybe a lot of these teams do only practice TDM because realistically, there's not going to be many opportunities to actually play this Rush game mode.
Yeah, and yeah, we were kind of hoping we would at least see Rush, because we were assuming game 3 would always be Rush. But it's not. It's only being used as a tiebreaker, so we may go the entire evening without seeing a Rush.
That'll be quite disappointing. I would like to see at least one game of Rush.
Be an interesting mix-up than the chaos that is just team deathmatch. But I think that's one of the telling signs of a good team is how well they can control that chaos. We've seen Destiny. Destiny are just like, we will slow the game down to our pace. We will make sure we play exactly how we want to play it. And you have someone like Action who's just like, we will roll with the chaos. We create the chaos. We make it greater. And just create so many avenues for them to capitalize on frags, capitalize on better positioning, better awareness of the map, get themselves those solid leads and those victories.
Yeah, born in the chaos.
Yeah.
Born in the chaos, molded by it. And then they push forward, and yeah, it was kind of disgusting watching Goofy pop off, and I think there's a lot of members of Action that actually do have that potential to pop off at any one time. We saw Limited do it earlier today as well.
Divin,
yeah. A lot of members to keep your eye on, that is for sure. Right, to jump into the second game, just getting everybody into the lobby, however. This is Sniping versus Destiny. Destiny quite handily taking it to Sniping with almost a 20-kill lead last game.
20-kill lead. It's, I mean, some of the higher deficits, the highest deficit we obviously saw was the 25-kill lead that was done by Action going up against Destruction. They just instantly just deleted them. That's done. They're over. But then the kind of closer ones we're seeing are in that 15 to 20 kill range. I would struggle to say there has been a close matchup so far this evening.
I think there has, in all honesty. A lot of the teams are just kind of outmatching. But again, it comes down to momentum, I think, is the big important factor. If you get kind of a 5-kill lead, you kind of get that rolling, and then you're like, okay, so we're not afraid to trade, and then you play a little bit more risky, for example, then you just find yourself in a position like Goofy was, where you could just get behind people, get a nice 2-man spray down, and then Limited can just jump back in and go, oh, hey, there's another 2 members to clean up, and then that's already a 9-kill lead, and then you just kind of snowball it from there. That's exactly what Action seem to kind of favour, that snowbally advantage, pushing forward wherever they really can, and playing off the maybe more passive nature of some of these teams. And because they're playing so, the reason why they're playing so passive is because, yeah, they don't want to give off so many kills. They just want to play at their own pace, but actually just kind of ripping that apart and going, okay, so play at your own pace, or you will. We're just going to have Limited just flank you every single second of the day, and we're not going to care all too much.
Well, we saw what happened on Streets last time we played it. Much more fast-paced, a huge contrast to something like Museum, very slow-paced game coming out from Destiny. When they actually went onto Streets, they decimated with aggression. They flipped their own style and started playing something completely different to get themselves a huge advantage. Now they're going up against Sniping, and they play quite aggressively on construction site as well. So to have that confined space that is Street, have those options to start running around from. I mean, looking at the map, there's so many different angles they can take here to get around. They're going to have a field day on this one against a team like Sniping if they play the same way they did on construction site.
Exactly that. We're loading into game. This is game number 2. It will be Destiny versus Sniping. Destiny already with a 1-0 advantage in their favour. We'll see who does go on to the finals to face Action a little later. Here we go. Game's on the field, 7 minutes on the clock, and we are into the action already.
One player on the track on this one is to find what area does on this map. With so many corners, so many peaks, his aggressive style of him being able to get these flanking maneuvers off is going to be so powerful on this map. So instantly walks in, gets the first frag, is caught out by the frag of Psycho, who was charging that up, expecting the rush to come out.
Quite well told. Wow, Marrow taking a nice shot onto Abe. Does snipe him right through. the street there.
Sniping actually holding the lead at the moment for the first time in this series.
Yeah, it's quite devastating, really. Take it again. Very way more slow paced, as I say that. Anubis actually picks up a kill, and Abe does trade one as well. 2 for 2. Area being taken out here. And YouTuber is really kind of bringing it to them now.
Nice bit of pre-fire.
Yeah, Manjay almost caught that pre-fire. He knows someone's around that corner, but just gets caught out completely. And WY once again rocking that LMG, does pick up the headshot.
You can't, if you're going to hold a corner like that, if you miss that shot or miss a different angle on the corner and they're able to get behind you or just run on you, very hard to reposition and be able to adequately fight that. So nice play to come out there with the aggression to make sure we really get in their face and get them at an awkward angle for them to readjust.
Oh. Miro came up big there. One of the rockets did actually hit, not him, but actually the sidewalk, and did end up just trading that kill.
Oh, Anubis with the double onto Madge and Mirai.
Wow, okay. Anubis is stepping up now. Here we go. Not willing to give the game up just yet. Area does get a knife kill onto Saku. So just trade one with an SMG headshot as well, and Abe does again, once more, even the kill lead up. As I say that, there it is, 16-16, 5 minutes remaining. The kill lead not there anymore for sniping. They were 3-4 kills ahead earlier, and now Destiny coming out really big.
Yeah, they just closed that gap entirely, but it's still staying even. This is the closest I've seen it in 1 minute in. They're 2 minutes in, sorry, the closest we've seen it, neck and neck at the moment on these kills. Teams are moving as a squad. You've got a couple of stragglers. 2 and 3 seems to be the combo they're running with, as Acer, Saku, Mirai all picking up kills of their own onto the lineup of Destiny.
Yeah, Miro coming up really big here, holding a really nice sideline. Does just ping NWY in the head, takes him out completely. Abe finally shutting him down. This guy's popping off right now. Maybe they need to switch it up. Maybe they need to go to, okay, so we need to actually rush this guy rather than just kind of hold back and just let him do his thing, because Miro right now is doing absolute wonders with the sniper. Rocket launch used by Area. Again, we see this time and time again from him. Very aggressive play using the rocket launcher and the shotgun combination to get up close and personal. And then for the long-range kills, he does use the rocket launcher to flush people out. Again, sniping with the kill lead. Oh, nice kill. Miro didn't see that one coming. And Anubis with a 2-piece as well.
Leveling out the score yet again. No one seems to be getting a crude lead. Area in there with the 1 pop, 1 kill. Goes for another, does miss it. Missile launcher, trying to finish him off, does get him with the splash.
Splash damage to finish him off around that corner. Didn't really stand a chance. Miro comes in with a no-scope, though. Does end up picking him off.
Looking for more on this angle.
Miro, nice shot. Preemptive fire once again. Sentry gun, obviously, providing quite a bit of a nuisance.
Well, it just shuts down that avenue of route, because if the sentry gun goes off, you know you need to swarm that area because someone's triggering it. If not, look at that fire.
Shot. Straight through the truck. All right. Miro's heating up. 29-29. Very close game. 3 minutes, 20 seconds left on that clock. It is ticking. Drone has been deployed, so at least he's got that to work with now.
Any other game I'd call wall hacks.
Oh, yeah, same.
But they're using those drones effectively, scout out those positions, find out where they need to be aiming, what angles they need to be holding. Jaws, 4 minutes into this matchup, and it's still neck and neck. 29 kills apiece. Mirai disrupting that, but Area answering with a double, and NWI coming out to level it out yet again. But Acer and YouTuber still keeping it neck and neck there. Where is Goofy? Where is Divin? Where are these players that were popping off in previous matches that aren't doing it now?
I couldn't tell you, because those players are on action. They're just waiting for the finals.
They are.
That's probably why you're not seeing him pop off. Destiny now with a 1 kill lead. Nice angle. Just refusing to let Miro set up here. That's what they need to do. Just shut down Miro, it seems. He's the kind of guy right now who is 20% accuracy almost, 13 and 9. Has been shut down a couple of times now. Area picking up the shotgun kill onto YouTuber there, as you can see on the kill feed. Now NWY picking up a 2-piece. Miro shut down again. Recon aircraft is available, and it has been activated for Destiny. So again, they will now be on the hunt. Shotgun blast around the corner, but Manju does pick up the kill.
Yeah, Manj wins the joust against Area there, so he's trying to pick up a little bit of what Area's doing, put it into his repertoire of skills, shall we say, and try and come back into it. Still, the lead has gone over to Destiny, and, you know, with 10 kills left, minute 42 on the clock, it's neck and neck. 43 kills. So they got a 3-kill lead. One of the highest leads we've actually seen separate these teams so far. Dropped down to 2 immediately. 7 kills for Destiny, 9 for sniping. 9 kills separate sniping from going to the finals or being knocked out of the July finals.
Oh, Recon Aircraft is going to provide those sight lines. Sultan goes down to Miro. He's going to peek again. He takes out A. This guy is on fire. 43 kills to 44. Destiny right now. Again, they are in the lead, but it is going to get evened up here. Sultan does once more push themselves. Nice sight line for Miro. Picks off one. He's going to spot another. He's going to rotate back. Here's the footsteps of the guy around the corner. Does end up picking up the kill. However, they need to just be able to trade this one up. 48 for 47. 1 more minute left remaining as well. I don't think it's going to go to a minute.
One more kill.
Anubis comes up big. Destiny looking for 1 more kill to finish them off the game in the series. They end up finding it. Anubis takes out Miro, the MVP surely for sniping. And that'll be Destiny going on to the finals to face against Action.
That's the final we wanted. Destiny going up against Action in the final. 2 very aggressive teams going to the final. I think this might be able to push it up, and we won't see a 2-0 stomp in this one. I think this could go the distance, with both these teams having such similar play styles now. Because we saw what I guess the concern kind of was off the first game was Destiny were playing very reserved. They haven't done that since. They've just been in the face of their opponent nearly every single match now. That's exactly how Action plays.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need to do. Absolutely through and through. Destiny needs to be able to bring that A game right now and match Action's aggression. However, it will come down to these sidelines because Destiny, they seem to be very good at shutting down one key player. That key player was Goofy on the side of Action when we did see him earlier on today up against Destruction. And now is it his time to shine again? I mean, like we said, there are many shining stars on the side of Action.
Yes.
It's who Destiny have to shut down. And honestly, I think there's 3 members on that squad that you have to kind of keep your eye on. Goofy being the primary one, Limited maybe being the runner-up in that factor. It's going to be a big
Divin.
and tall. Yeah, and Divin too, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be a big and tall order, I think. For us.
I think the key matchup to watch in that final is going to be coming up. I honestly think it is going to be Goofy, and it's going to be Eris, or Area. I keep missing that last one off. But Area with the shotgun runs, if he's going to run in aggressively into Goofy, who wins that trade is going to be very telling of how this matchup will go.
Exactly that. But we're going to jump to a quick break. We'll be right back with a best-of-5 final between Action and Destiny very soon. Hey guys, welcome back to the Modern Combat 5. This is the Red July Cup final. My name is Jaws, joined by the wonderful Trid. Now we are up to the very final game, the best of 5, the crowning of the champions of July. We Action coming up against Destiny. Action look extremely strong coming through the bracket, although Destiny had some notable performances as well. But you've got to say, maybe coming as a little bit of an underdog in this next matchup.
I think that's the you know what? I appreciate the vigor you put into that statement. I'm going to contest it a little bit. I don't know if they are the underdog. I think because we've seen Destiny play twice now. They've shown us a slightly range of styles, but often committing to the aggressive one. Yeah. And Action, we've only seen them play once, and they just ran all over a team. One team. We've seen Destiny best 2 opponents now. We have a little bit of a better understanding of Destiny than we do of Action. But I agree with you. Action look incredibly strong. I don't think there is an underdog in this situation, though.
All right, it will be a Japanese team coming up against an American team as well. There are a lot of Japanese teams coming through in the bracket. And I'm a little, obviously the odds are technically against the American team for making it, right? Just going on the numbers. So I think, and what actually we mentioned a little bit earlier, was the fact that it's quite interesting to see these two teams. They are both battling for the nation's pride. I think a lot of the Japanese teams that have been knocked out already, maybe by people like Destiny, are going, you know, come on, guys. You need to represent Japan. You need to be able to take it to these Americans.
I think there's 2 sides to that coin, though, because if I'm a Japanese team and Destiny knocks me out of the tournament, and then a Japanese team, then a Japanese team goes and beats Destiny, it's like I have failed where that Japanese team has succeeded. If Destiny beats them as well, it's just like, well, you're just as bad as me. It depends on how much camaraderie these teams have between themselves. But personally, if I'm looking at my house, I'm just like, yeah, Destiny beat me. I want them to beat you too. Like ribbing them a little bit, winding them up.
All right, okay. Maybe a little friendly bit of banter between the 2 teams as well.
We need to learn. We need to know what the Japanese word for banter is.
Yeah, that would actually be insane. Or if they got a word for banter, it might
there'll probably be some kind of translation.
Oh, absolutely.
Something that colloquially means it.
Yeah, absolutely that. We should get the players into the lobby. Now, on the red side for the moment, it will be Action. And then on the blue side, it will be Destiny for the time being. Again, this is a best of 5 format with the 5th game, the decider, being Rush Game Mode, which we haven't actually seen just yet. They have been 2-0s up until this very moment in time, so there is a possibility we're going to see Rush.
Do you want to commit yourself to a prediction before we jump into game 1?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you feeling?
Really feeling like the 3-0.
3-0 for Action.
I think, but I want to say it could come into the 4-1 category. I'm going to be honest here. I really do think the game 5...
4-1? In the best of 5?
Yeah, I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 3-1.
The 3-1, yeah.
Yeah, the 4-1 would make sense at all. Yeah, the 3-1, sorry. I do think Destiny do have a little bit of a chance, but just going on Action's performance thus far and the players actually on that squad, again, a lot of the players are star players in that regard. I do think that they can actually just come through the win here. I think 3-1 is a pretty solid bet. 3-0 if Action are on a good day. Destiny, they do need to bring their A game, but I want to see if they're going to crumble under Action's pressure.
I don't see. I'm thinking similar lines of you, but I'm putting it in favor of Destiny, not Action. And I'm thinking Destiny could 3-0 Action, but the more sensible option for me is to give room for a little bit of doubt and say 3-1 Destiny. We won't. One thing we both seem to be certain about is we will not see map 5.
Yeah, I don't think we will. I think one of the teams will just come through and go, okay, because we're seeing a lot of momentum swings, I think. A lot of the game 2s are a little more destructive than game 1-1s, realistically. A lot of the game number 1s are fairly close, ish handle thereabouts. And then game number 2s, I think the team that's on the losing half is like, oh, guys, come on, we need to be able to win this, maybe playing a little bit too aggressively, maybe letting it kind of go to their heads a little bit and coming through and not showing so bright. And yeah, I don't think we will get a game 5, although I would love to see a Rush game mode. In all honesty, we haven't actually seen one of those today, but we are jumping straight into the action right now. Destiny over on the blue side, we do have Action over on the red. Game's underway.
Like I said, the players to watch in this one matchup I definitely think are Area and Goofy. I think these are the players that we need to be keeping an eye on in this matchup.
The sightlines already setting up for Destiny. As always, we do like to see them setting up a nice little sightline. However, First Blood does go over to Destiny, picking up Miko. Alrighty. Something I didn't expect to see in all honesty, but the sight lines are good. Destiny controlling the area. Nice kill by area. Pulls out the rocket launcher, but Limited is going to be there and match him with a sniper kill, so not too much of an issue there. Trading 1-for-1, but still, Destiny playing a very slow game. That's exactly what we saw from them. Goofy, big nade. That was a big nade. Wow, that actually flew across the map.
The distance
oh my
we could see from the kill.
All right.
Purposely kept it on there so we could see the distance we were talking about there. But Goofy seems to only be able to trade frag for frag at the moment, not getting these multi-kills, not building up these streaks.
Oh,
but one of the star players at the moment so far definitely has been Abe with this rifle. He has just been taking these long-range pop shots and picking up consistent frags without putting himself in too much danger.
You can see Destiny holding this upper ledge, and it's working out really well for them. This is exactly what they did. I think they've got 3 rifles in their inventory right now. Oh, that's a very, very close shot. However, Sultan will trade the kill nonetheless. Divin goes down as well. Oh my goodness. All right, Destiny really bringing it to action in this game. This is a lot closer than I thought it would be, but Divin still taking up that kill. Abe. That was a dirty shot around the wall.
This is Destiny on Museum. They got the early lead, and they're holding a defensive position that works for them, and they're forcing Action to go on to them. Now, this is the scenario we set up. Action are very good at storming an area and taking control of it. Are they able to fight against Destiny's defensive playstyle they're bringing out when they have this definitive early lead that they're able to pull out?
Well, they are 3 kills up right now, but Divin is just going to flush Abe out with that grenade, and they're going to be able to push forward. Mika picking up a couple of kills as well. Very, very close right now. See, Divin just pushing this. His Japanese squad really liking to just disrupt the stronghold that Destiny have set up. Nice scope around the corner there. He doesn't pick up the kill, but his friendly member will. Oh, that was a little bit of an overextension. However, his teammate does trade it back, and quite rightfully so. Limited, though. Let's jump on board with him, or at least Divin, actually. Let's take on board with Divin. He's like popping off right now,
I would like to slip on board with Divin, but he goes down immediately after getting a frag.
Exactly that. Destiny, though, 26 kill. Oh, right, 6 kill lead right now. Again, you said it perfectly there, Trid. Just holding this upper ledge, although that was a bit of a mistake from Divin.
Goofy's moving around at the moment, trying to get up onto the upper echelons of the map. Going to be supported out there. Long-range shot onto NWY clears him out through all of those targets.
Oh my goodness, that was a good shot. That was a headshot as well. Pretty beautiful. Only 6 and 4 though, not the biggest performance we've seen on him so far. Before we did just see him just run through destruction quite handily.
But look, they're playing. We're seeing them play so far back at the moment. Destiny, they are forcing Action to lose these defensive positions. It's like Action are playing like they have the lead, and they clearly don't. They need to have to regress, and I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to take the long-range fights, so they're thinking they can out-aim them in trades. But if I'm Destiny, I'm just hiding. I'm finding a defensive position, I'm looking at all angles, I'm hiding, and I'm waiting for this aggression to come and dealing with it appropriately in my own way.
Abe, like we mentioned a minute ago, is just picking off people left, right, and center with this rifle. It's actually quite concerning, like you said, for Action right now. If they're just letting Gabe do this, Abe is just going to run away with this game. Like, if he just doesn't die and just holds an anchor position where he's just freely just picking off people, like Area did just pick off Goofy there, it's going to be a very big problem. Area comes up big with another kill. Maybe our prediction was wrong here, Trid. Although, actually, oh my god, okay. All right, that kill feed swung a little bit in their favor with the 2-man piece.
Bring it back.
I shouldn't really call it all too soon. It's definitely something I do a little bit too often, in all honesty, especially in Modern Combat.
Well, we've still got 3 minutes on the clock, 16 kills minimum to come out to end this game. So let's have a look and see what's happening. Area.
He's doing a good job considering he does obviously run the sniper with the launcher combo. It's a very long range map, a lot of sidelines which we've seen before. He's going to spot a player on the side. Splash damage is going to be good. Mika does end up going down, just couldn't react in time, although he is going to go down regardless. Mika spawning, actually getting a 2-piece there on NWN. NWY, sorry.
That kill gap has just closed down to 1 kill now. Evened it out as it's starting to come into the final stretch.
2 minutes left on the clock. 2 minutes 15, I should be precise. Final stretch here for both teams. We're looking at 12 kills before someone ends up winning. Although, Destiny coming up big with a 2-piece there. Mike also comes up pretty big. But again, MWY is there to answer the returning frag. 42-40. Here we go. 2 minutes remaining. It's a nice edge at this current moment in time. Can Action pull this one back? Destiny, with the EMP being deployed, this is going to be bad news for Action. They're at the last stage of the game. They need to be aggressive, but Divin actually coming up big with a 2-piece. Although Limited does end up spawning again, and Sultan B is the next target. He's going to spray, pray, and get the kill. Goofy's going to be there to pick up on Anubis. And now Action actually in the lead by 2 kills. 5 kills remaining for them. Turret has been deployed, but Area, what is he doing?
He's a Goliath. He just ran into 4 of them with the missile launcher, closed that skill gap at a crucial time for Action because it's still neck and neck. 48 kills apiece. 49 for Action.
49-49. Nubis comes up big, finds the last frag.
Wait, Destiny won that?
Destiny won that. Anubis got the 2-piece at the end.
Okay, so a 50 to 49 kill match. Without a doubt, the closest one we've had.
49-49, right until the very ending moments there. That was actually insane. Anubis with the lucky shot. I was looking on my tablet.
Yeah.
Lucky shot round the corner. Just did pokes or 2 members. 1, 2. Done. He knew he had it. He knew he had the game in his clutches right there and then.
That's why I was shocked at the Destiny victory, because you saw that Action, they got that 49th kill before Destiny did. And it was like, oh god, they just have to kill 1. They just trade. It's over for Destiny. But Anubis coming up with that double peak.
Double peak. Absolutely beautiful.
I'm sure the players are raring to get into this second matchup, keep the momentum going. That was much closer than I thought it was going to be, and I think you thought it was going to be as well.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think anybody could have predicted that, I'm going to be honest with you. Especially in the previous performances. I believe it's the same one, so you're good.
Is it the same key?
Same in key indeed, yep.
That's useful.
It's extremely useful. Or I might be wrong. Rooftops was... I could be wrong. Don't know. We'll have to
It's not working out. We'll wait for another code. It's not working on my one.
That's not working on my one either.
So wait for another code. While we're doing that, we will have to talk a little bit about some players. One thing, Turquoise on Action. Not gonna lie, don't really see him doing much.
Where was he in that game?
That's my point.
Yeah.
Turquoise isn't one of these names that's cropping up. Divin, Limited, Goofy. These are the names you think of when you think of Action.
Absolutely.
Right? Not Turquoise.
No, I think in all honesty, he seems to be playing more of a supportive role in the team. And again, that's so in Modern Combat 5. Like, you can play this more supportive role, just getting your teammates with the spawns. You can see a lot of the time that players are anchoring down and just being able to get their teammates to spawn around them, so they're not spawning erratically around the map. You don't want Turquoise running off, so, you know, Goofy randomly spawns next to like 2 people and then he runs around the corner and gets blasted with a shotgun. Like, maybe he's playing that more supportive role. In a lot of other shooter games, especially first-person shooters, you will have an anchor point if you do get respawns. Games like, yeah, just any first-person shooter really you can think of with respawns.
Safe move.
Yeah, safe move. Yeah, any first-person shooter you can really think of with spawns.
It's like the Radio 1 thing. It's like when they mention a brand, they're just like other so-and-sos that exist.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so
covering themselves.
So you have an anchor point player who will anchor the spawns. So basically, what that means, you won't be in the action in the forefront. You'll be sitting back, just making sure your teammates can spawn in a relatively safe location and a relatively predictable location as well, so they kind of know where they're going to spawn. It's very important, especially on a map like Rooftops, like we saw a minute ago. We saw, I think in Destiny, they had the top control majority of the time. It was actually insane, the amount of control that they did have. And again, the sidelines were just too good for them. And again, it's all about just getting literally the rooftop control. If you can be peeking down on people, it's so much easier for you to shoot people down. At the end of the day, that's exactly what won it for them there, I think, although it was a very scrappy game.
I love the fact when these teams are making these lobbies, they're making the passes, like they're throwing shade at each other with the passes.
Absolutely.
We won't say what the pass is because we can't give that information out.
Throwing shade?
But it's a
if
little,
you don't know what that means,
a
little bit of dissing going on.
It's a diss track.
Diss track.
In the form of a pass key.
Yeah, in form of a pass key, yeah. Cool. We're in the lobby, which we have the players get into the lobby now as well.
Yeah,
Game number 1 has gone over to Destiny. And that is making your prediction going swimmingly right now. Same with mine, to be fair.
But it was close enough.
Exactly.
To still enable a 3-1 for Action.
Yeah.
Potentially 5th game. If it's 50 to 49 on
Could be
kills.
a turnaround here. Might actually finally see a game of Rush. We'll have to wait and see.
I still don't think we'll see map 5.
I don't think so either. I really don't.
I think that Action might have got hit hard by this.
Yeah.
being close. Like, that's a really tilting thing. 1 kill away from victory, and then someone double
and then
taps.
yeah, right. And Anubis like repeats and then goes for the double tap.
Someone gets the double.
Especially with those rifles, like it's so punishing. At the end of the day, you just imagine yourself like playing the game, and imagine yourself sprinting around a corner. Someone comes out like one peeks you, you're like, oh man, that sucks. But then for him to do it again on a teammate behind you, and maybe you said, oh, I've died like this corridor, like don't go down there, and he's actually behind you at that time. Repeats, gets another kill because obviously he's seen both of you, and you haven't seen the guy, your friendly behind you. And then you look at the kill feed, you're like, oh man. But that to be the ending kill cam as well, or like the ending kill at least, is just, it's pretty devastating. Like you said, maybe a little bit of morale lost here for Action, but we'll have to see what they want to do in game number 2. Goofy wasn't that standout performer either. That's actually something I was going to touch on actually in as the game was playing out.
Yeah.
Didn't actually touch on that completely, but
yeah, he wasn't as impactful as we've seen him before.
No. He was jumping around all over the place.
Was it potentially just a fluke game for Goofy? Did he just pop off in one game and it's not really a consistent performance from himself?
I think you have to kind of put it on Goofy and say, okay, this guy, yeah, he can pop off, and I don't want to call him like a feast or famine player, meaning that he can just pop off and just sometimes just kind of feed. I think he's one of those players that can be fairly consistent as well, but when he gets rolling and when he gets his teammates going as well, I think it can be very easy for him to kind of take control of the map against teams that are very inexperienced. We're going to jump into the second game though. We're ready to rock and roll. This will be construction sites. This time Action are on the blue and Destiny are over on the red. Jump on board with Abe to start off this match.
Yeah, Abe got some early fights. Sultan already. All right,
okay.
Couple of seconds in, already with the incendiary, taking a bit of damage. Abe has and will drop to another incendiary as well.
Hello.
Action coming out with these grenades strong, as did Destiny to kick things off. But it's Action taking a definitive lead early on in this matchup.
Okay, this is what we saw Action do to Destruction earlier on. Oh, limited punishing there. Can Mika finish off the kill? Oh, the knife. Unlucky Mika.
You do not get into melee range with area.
You saw him like unloading the mag to go for the reload. Oh, Mika, what are you doing, my friend? You saw him go for the reload there, just got completely destroyed. Goofy comes up with a nice 2-piece there. Auto turret actually already deployed. Damn, that's punishing. Okay, you see what Ashen are doing right now? They're actually holding the outside of the construction zone itself. And this is what they forced Destruction to do earlier today. It's quite punishing for Destruction. This is exactly what they're doing. This is game number 2 for them, doing exactly what they did to Destruction. Holding people on that ledge. It's like shooting gallery.
Yeah, Divin trying to get into a
Nice
position.
nade.
Mika going for a trade with the scope. Does miss out to the spray from NWY as Divin picks up area with an incendiary. Sultan joining the frags as well. Picks off Mika. Another one of the more supportive players on Action, shall we say. It's Mika and Turquoise.
Oh, absolutely. Turquoise does pick up a grenade kill. Headshot, though. So that's pretty nice for him.
Grenade kill headshot.
Oh, yes. It happens. Okay, now they're getting in the spawn trap. You see, this is going to be the problem. Oh, no. They hide him from underneath. Just jump on him, Divin.
Trust it to be Area who goes for the ninja move.
I know, right?
Like
Area going with a shotgun. He's like, I got him, guys. No worries. But look at this. I'm going to touch on it again. Look at this spawn trap they're actually creating. It's actually really punishing to be in this situation because even if you're giving up a couple of kills in that spawn trap, they're just picking you off. And there's no way, you know, Mika's going to miss a shot at this point. Again, more of a supportive player, anchoring his team down. You see he's holding this position very well. He's going to be able to make sure his teammates do spawn there, but the spawns have flipped. He doesn't get hit by the rocket. Another one will finish him up. Area, once again, hot on the rockets, hot on the tail. 27-20, though. 7-kill lead here for Action.
7-kill lead has dropped. It was 14-3, I think, was the worst it got in terms of the kills coming out. So they've managed to pull it back, close the gap to 7. Mika gave him a little bit of stick earlier on in the map, but he's picking up the frags this time around. Can't really knock that too much. Area's not really been able to get into breathing distance.
How you got 6% accuracy, Area? You got a rocket launcher. That counts for accuracy. You missing shotgun shells, you missing rocket launchers. The rocket does land. Doesn't quite.
I think it has to direct. I think the rocket has to direct to count as a hit.
Yeah, I think so.
Despite causing splash damage.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure actually on that stat. Goofy comes out with big with a 2-piece there. Just get traded by a nade though. NWY coming up big. NWY's his nade's been pretty good.
The gap's increased to 11 now in favor of Action, so they're starting to take it away.
Again, maybe it's their warm-up game, right?
Maybe. Maybe the close game was the warm-up, and now the rest of it will be a stomp. But Area doesn't seem to know what he wants to do right now. He hasn't got hold of that shotgun or that missile launcher. trying to find
Maybe
the
he's
angle.
looking for one. He's like,
Yeah.
guys, I dropped my rocket launcher.
I need one back
guys,
really badly.
I literally cannot use this gun. Okay, I'm just going to die just so I can get my shotgun back.
Nika looks like he's got a flank, got the pistol. Think he's got the drop on him. Does
No,
get blown up.
Three
NWI
members of Destiny were there, mate.
NWI gets the double tap to the head to finish it off. And Mika and Turquoise just on the side. Find 3 frags of their own, 7 kills away from victory. This is a action game for map 2.
Yeah, absolutely. On construction site as well. Maybe this is one of their stronger maps. Maybe this is a map they practice a lot. They know the spawns and they know how to trap people in. He goes around the corner. Oh, punished. NWI cooking a nade. Although Sultan will trade it up with a little SMG headshot. Oh, Mika, can he get the kill? Oh, doesn't need to because the rest of his team have cleaned him up. No worries.
One more kill.
Yeah,
Steals
this is going to be game. Steal the deal. Snipe around the corner. Mika picks it up. 12% accuracy as well. You wouldn't think that's a lot, but actually can be quite tough sometimes to land your shot, especially when one of those rifles. This is why he's in the final, obviously. Very accurate with that.
Okay.
Dylan, once more, like we mentioned, he's one of the players that will step up and rock and roll, but Turco is really coming up big too.
Yeah, 13-4
Yeah.
on the KD.
Absolutely. Again, speaks to that supportive play style. You are holding down this anchor position, picking up kills, but not dying a lot either.
Very safe play. Exactly what Action needed. Area, non-existent in that map, had a couple of missile frags, but we watched him for a bit. He was lost. He looked like he didn't know what he was supposed to be doing. Very different to the area we're used to seeing, where he knows a plan. He has a plan. He has a route. He has a shoddy. He has his missile launcher. And he's going to get a lot of kills. But this time, no shoddy, no missile launcher. Constantly getting shut down from long range. Can't get close. We even saw it when he tried to sneak underneath the ledge. They knew where he was. They just were like, all right, okay, we'll just send 3 at you at once and kill you. And then go back to killing the rest of your team. So Area definitely one of the disappointing players from that game, I think.
Now we're up to a 1-1.
1-1 tie. So the 3-1 prediction can still go either way.
Can indeed.
Until someone goes 2 and then someone wins 2 and it's like, well, we got game 3. Game 5.
Oh yeah. Whoever wins the next game will actually determine whose prediction's going to be on track.
On track, but not necessarily correct.
True.
Remember, we can still both lose.
It's very true. Well, we know it's not going to be a stomp now, so it will go to a game 5 or it will go to a 3-1. That is the deciding outcome. Should we wait for the next passkey? Get into the next game, but it shouldn't be very long.
So ASN First Action and Destiny. 1 apiece. Game 3. Wonder which map is going to come out next from these guys. So Conversion's available. Museum is available.
I think Museum.
Yeah.
In all honesty, yeah. I think Destiny did a fantastic job in it last time. Again, the slow, methodical play style really played to them in that game, setting up sight lines, which was really nice. Oh, there we go. Lobby's in, boys.
I like that because it's our year of birth.
Don't tell people that.
They don't know how old we are.
That's true. Too old.
They also don't know the first part of it as well.
I guess so.
Are we too old?
I'm not too old. I'm a young, youthful looking man.
I look older than you, but I'm not.
Absolutely, mate.
Man, I'm aged. It's terrible. It's terrible life.
Terrible life.
Terrible life, mate.
Oh, man. Don't be so hard on yourself. Come on now.
No.
You just age a lot. I got a youthful face going on, that's what that is. And the fact that I can't actually grow a beard feels bad, man.
Have you actually tried?
I did try once,
Yeah?
and I looked ridiculous. Yeah. So
did you not get through the patchy phase? Was it like
yeah,
you couldn't commit past
much.
it being patchy?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like a little patch here, little patch going on here. Got a lot obviously just around here, like stubble going on. Shaved off the tash a couple of times. Did miss a bit the other day, and someone called me out for it. I was like, damn it, give me a razor quick.
Yeah, I mean, I think the patchy part is always the worst. You can get through the patches.
The patchy phase.
It's quite
It doesn't
fine.
go. Yeah, I've just given up. There was a time where I wasn't doing a lot of on-camera cast work like this.
So you had the luxury of trying to do the patch.
Yeah, right. So like I could just
Doss around.
just go for it. Yeah. Wait a couple of weeks and see what happens. Didn't go well at all.
Didn't go well, no.
It looked a bit weird. My mum was like, "You probably should shave that off at some point."
I can't remember who it was. There's basically there used to be a rule in the Navy. If you wanted to grow a beard, you had 6 weeks to have a beard of a certain length. Couldn't do it in 6 weeks. You had to remain clean shaven.
Yeah.
They basically gave you a trial
That would be
period.
me.
And now there's only one person, I think, in the. I don't know why I know this. It is a military shooter we're casting over, so military facts.
Guess so.
There is a sergeant at arms who is allowed to have a beard, and it's in the American Army, I believe. because his official role is something to do with, it's basically a military lumberjack, is akin to what he is.
Okay.
And under that circumstances, he's allowed to have a beard. I don't think the two are linked because he's a lumberjack, he gets a beard, but like he is allowed to have a fully grown beard. It's one of the only active serving military roles that is allowed to have one. But he's also a lumberjack.
Hand in hand.
Hand in hand. I don't think it was planned. I don't think it was planned, but it just happened.
You don't think it was planned? I think that was planned. Apparently, if you chop more trees, you get a bigger beard. Maybe I haven't chopped more trees.
Is that testosterone, mate?
Could be, yeah. That's very true. Level 99 woodcutting achieved. Woodcutting skill cape.
Get out of here with that stuff. I'm not going to say the game, but everyone knows the reference.
Should do. If you don't, where's your childhood at?
Not playing that.
Not playing that game, yeah.
Not botting for gold and mining gear.
Mining gear. Oh, man, those were the days. Those were the days. Harking back to the youth.
Were you old school?
Absolutely, mate.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
You're old school.
Why would you go to the new stuff?
Why would you go?
You could enjoy the old school.
Well, is it old school in 2007 were the two ones? Is it?
No,
RS3?
so it's old school is the original that everybody remembers.
I think we should kill this conversation because we're not supposed to be talking about that.
Guess another game, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're just waiting for the lobby. We're just waiting for everybody to get in. One more person.
It's going to be museum.
Destiny. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, so museum again. I think this is really good. I think Destiny, it will play to their strengths a lot. In all honesty, I think they do when they can play a very slow, methodical game, and museum does bring perfect to that. We saw time and time again them setting up those sight lines, just pre-firing a lot, and just being able to call out people and then rushing those specific people. I want to see where they're going to hold stairs as well. It was a very prominent area for them to hold. Yeah, and I think it's going to be very important because we know Action can go aggressive. We know maybe that's their only trick in their books, is that aggression.
But the aggression works so well for them.
It does, yeah. You can't really put that past them.
Yeah, it's the stair area. They hold it down. It's a nice quadrant for them. They got good angles. There's only 2 entry routes. They know to keep eyes on both of them, keep good tabs on the players, and get themselves in. But we are jumping into game 3 of this final between Action 1 and Destiny. 1 apiece so far. Let's see who can take game 3 and start to wade things towards a victory.
There you go. That was going to happen. Everybody runs to the stairs. They just get naded. Ashton picks up first blood.
It was the missile launcher, I believe, was the one who actually picked up the kill on that one for Divin. Moving on to this. Turquoise coming up onto the side. He's got support from the rear. They know they want to go around to the right and try and select this area. And Spawn came round right on top of him as well. So
yeah, I was just about to say that.
Very dangerous move because the numbers game is not going to play in their favor. Getting a little bit of pre-fire, expecting them to come around the corner, but they're just not going to encroach onto that. Limited. Picking up a kill with that rifle is Goofy, rocking out the SMG this time. Going for another kill as well. As we're on board with Abe.
So he has nice high ground. Yeah, he spotted people through the floor. There's absolutely no way. Oh, Goofy, what are you doing? Oh, nice kill shot by Abe. Goofy killed himself with a nade. All right, we'll forgive you, buddy. Not a problem.
Abe picks up the pistol kill.
Action now. They are leading it, but again, it's going to be a long one. This is the corridor we were talking about. It can be very hard to kind of lock this down. That's exactly what Action actually want to do at this moment in time. There's long-range rifles already punishing NWI down that corridor.
Because no one's got a definitive lead. No one's able to play the defensive style so far. A triple!
Anubis came up massive there. I think that was a 2-for-1 as well.
I believe it was a collateral, yeah. What I was going to say was, because the kills are so close, no one's been able to get a definitive defensive position yet, so no one's been able to play the defensive style. And one of the things that Action are doing is they are taking the ground that Destiny would usually take. And they are using it to stop them from setting up as their area, run straight in, NWI, picks up another kill of themselves. So they're holding this particular stretch of the map right now, looking from both angles, trying to catch people out area, had to take cover while he reloaded, but Abe gives him cover and fire. He takes out Limited, takes out Mika as well, clearing area, a path to keep doing what he wants to do.
All right, okay. Destiny now with the kill lead. This is such a good spot as well for Abe. Look at him, he's just anchoring himself down here. He's got nice sight lines down both corridors.
There's 3 stacked up.
3 stacked, 1 goes down, Abe picks up him, and there we go. Divin actually throws that one back onto area, so Abe, this guy is very, very good at just standing up and holding this position. Very, very good as well. You can see he's got his sideline down this staircase and to his left as well, just down here. He's also got this staircase too. Yes, he's on the bottom side of the stairs, but at the moment, it doesn't really matter. He's got that long-range scope.
what
Oh,
really confused me about Goofy finally takes down Abe. What really confused me about Action's decisions back there was we could see through the silhouettes they had a free stack on that corner. You already know Abe's on that angle. He's got the range. He's set up and ready to go. You walk around the corner, he can just take all three of you out. You're not going to be able to line up your shots in time. And then Area comes in with the overkill, just gets in their face with the shot and clears it up. But holding angle yet again, going through a shot, get it through the wall, try and get some damage. Unable to do so, but they have passed, and Abe is going to let that information feed it back through to his team, see what they can do with it.
Oh, Abe peeking. He knows someone's around there. Oh, does get the shot.
Gets me, get Area with the double kill with the missile launcher.
Oh, yeah, the 2Bs, the rocket launcher, beautiful. 39 to 25. The gap lead is over. The kill lead is opening. Abe just on fire right now. He's 13 and 5 at this current moment in time. Anubis.
He's been relatively quiet this game, Anubis. This particular game. But Goofy with the...
That's the second time he's killed himself.
It's the murder-suicide coming out for Goofy.
Yeah, at least he got a kill.
Abe, yet again. With the kill. Abe, 15 kills, 5 deaths, 21% accuracy.
That's massive as well. Like, 21% accuracy in Modern Combat's huge. Like, I think it's quite unmisrepresented, in all honesty, the accuracy, but this guy is actually on fire. The last kill is going to come. Yeah, there you go. Abe picking up Miko. That was Dunzo. That was done in rings as soon as Abe actually held that corner. He died 5 times, he had 18 kills.
Did notice Turquoise disconnect there.
Yes.
Right at the end, but at that point, I think the match was already decided. It was an unimpactful disconnect, I believe.
Yeah, so wow, that's actually Action losing a game there to Destiny again. So
Destiny 3-1, still online, but Game 4 could level things out a little bit, and we could see that illustrious Game 5.
See that illustrious rush game mode that we're never going to see at Steam. I hope we do. Game 5 will be quite interesting, definitely, because it is a different kind of playstyle. However, let's not look too far into the future right now. Next game will come up very shortly. Your prediction could be correct, Hitrid. We could be going to a 3-1. To Destiny.
Yeah, we could do, and I think that would be a great sign for the American team. Bracket very stacked with Japanese teams. For an American one to come through, fight through the numbers game, really sets them up nicely. And I think it's going to have these Japanese teams next month. Obviously, they already can begin the qualifiers for the August finals. You can play through those again. I mean, if you get knocked out by Destiny, I think the Japanese teams might have a little bit of a roster shuffle. Get themselves together. It could be the binding ingredient to make them come together and find a Japanese super team to shut down.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Imagine a Japanese super team. What would you have? Like Goofy, I guess, Limited.
Goofy, Limited, Divin. I try to think of the other standout players from the Japan region. No one really on sniping. Who was there any star players on sniping?
No.
Elf Crew lost to Destiny anyway, so
they got trounced.
And it wasn't really a standout player. I think Action is legitimately their best hope.
Yeah, I really think so. Honestly, I think Turquoise has actually shown up a little bit.
Yeah, he definitly he heard what I said about him.
Yeah, exactly. He is the anchor player, right? And I think he plays that role very well. And I think Destiny actually, Abe was the anchor player that game for Destiny. He was playing that role, and it was extremely effective in doing so. And I really do put it on him that actually he can perform that well. Museum, I said, is their map. It is Destiny's map through and through. I don't think there's going to be a time when they do lose it because, again, Abe he plonks himself on that position. 2 beautiful sightlines. You saw, like you mentioned earlier, that 3 stack coming out was a bit confusing because you know he's got that angle. You've died there before. Like, why would you
not? So in that point of view, for me, I'm looking at it, I'm seeing 3 stack down his line of sight. You know that's his favored direction to look. You have the staircase that's ascending to his right. You have another corridor to his left. My goal is to get 2 people. That's all you got to do. 2 people from the top of the stairs, from that side angle, and you've got to encroach at the same time. You've got to go at the same time. You've got to go, right, 3, 2, 1, we're going in. Make him choose. He'll get one of you. Abe will definitely get one of you, but he's not going to get both of you.
He ain't going to get both of you.
Yeah. You got to know that's coming up. Sometimes you got to take that. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth taking the trade. I think it's worth taking the trade to make sure that we displace Abe from that position.
With a little bit of BM as well.
Yeah.
With the pass again.
Okay, so conversion looks like it's going to be potentially our final map tonight on this final, because it's going to be game 4. We know Destiny's 2-1 up already, looking for that third victory to clinch the title and their lion's share of the €500 prize pool. Just for being in the finals today, you're going to find themselves the second place winner. Well, the second place will go home with €150.
Still pretty good.
But it's not €350, is it? It's an extra €200. Extra €40 per person. Oof, it's bonus.
Yeah.
So, €70 for a weekend of Modern Combat action?
A weekend of playing a game you like? Don't mind if I do.
Sign me up.
Exactly that, man. Exactly that. Getting to lobby now. Will be... Oh, conversion. Okay. So conversion... See, conversion is an interesting one. Because that was the map that Action actually demolished.
Yes.
On.
Yes. Game 5?
Yeah. I think it's going to go to game 5. Unless Destiny can actually put out something really smart.
Have we seen Destiny play on conversion yet?
No. I don't think so.
Because I don't think this is their map choice. Museum was definitely their map choice, I think.
Absolutely.
I think they're definitely, unless like there was a major miscommunication or misplan or
yeah,
just on the side.
It would have been their map choice, I believe.
Just on the side of Action to allow Destiny to have that matchup.
Yeah, imagine a world where you give Destiny
Museum,
right?
What's wrong with you? Just asking for the free L.
Yeah, you're actually asking for a free loss, and that's exactly what Action got right there, the free loss.
Just waiting on Turquoise. He did disconnect from the last game. He might be delayed getting into this one because of connection issues. Nope, he's back in. So we're just about ready to jump into game. Potentially our final game of the night, Jaws, for the Red Cup. Team battle conversion.
It's going to be a good one. Because conversion, we saw Action destruction on. However, Destiny, they can come back with this one. 3-1. It could be in their favour if they win this next game and take that massive prize pool home, but will Action bring it to a game 5? We'll have to wait and find out. We're going to jump into the last game. Conversion is, well, could potentially be the last game. Conversion will be the map. Destiny will be on the blue side. We will have Action on the red. Let's get right on it.
Wonder if they can... I'm surprised you haven't really gone for any low-hanging fruit today, mate. Like, I'm surprised no one's gone for, can they convert this for a victory?
Don't like go for a low-hanging fruit, mate.
Don't you, mate?
That's why...
I love it.
Adam and Eve, that's why Eve bit the apple, mate.
It's Adam and Eve, so I picked both.
All right, fair enough. First one goes with Abe. Nice fragging kill. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Okay, so Destiny, starting strong. Divin looking to come in.
I cannot believe they're using LMGs. Yeah, okay.
Well, I think the LMGs, if fired conservatively, are quite potent. If you go for the spray and pray option, it becomes a little bit more difficult. But I think if you're being reserved with it, it's fine to use an LMG at that range.
Yeah, I agree. 21% accuracy as well. I wouldn't complain.
That's the tap fire coming out.
Oh boy. Yes, it is. NWY. Nice sight lines here. He's going to get taken out, though. Jeez.
By that LMG from Mika yet again.
Headshot as well. He's like, see you later. Get down from there, my friend. Destiny still with a 13-9. They've got this upper ground. Anubis doing exactly what Abe did, holding this upper ground. Very, very hard for Action to actually get on top of that. I say that as he takes him out with a beautiful two-man with a rocket launcher.
Yeah, gets the double missile in there. Always going to do some difficulty, especially if they've taken a long engagement already and feeling a little bit low. That's really going to top them off. Still a kill lead in the favor of Destiny. 4 kills they've got over their 14-kill opponents. Dropping it down very quickly, but nice tap by Abe. Finds Mika. Limited. Finds area. There's a nice incendiary kill onto Divin to shut down his rampage, but Mika again with the LMG finds Abe right in the dome.
There was too many players for him to actually deal with, so did end up going down.
Sensory overload.
Absolutely. Abe now doing what he does best out of these sight lines.
Beacon and Angle needs to get in there to support. NWE in area. Picking up the kills with a rifle and the missile launcher. Abe holding that stair angle. We can see the silhouette approaching. Abe going to miss out on it. He's not going to take the risk and go down the stairs, but he can hear those footsteps. He's looking for the kill. Whips out the pistol, but he's already been taken out by Sultan in area. Runs in close range. Tries to get a kill. Damage is too much for him, and Abe will fall to the SMG.
Yeah, there was no way he was actually going to survive that in any realistic circumstance. He ran around the corner with a pistol. Try to take on 2 people at once. Mika comes up big, though, with a 2-piece with the LMG. This guy's really just anchoring down, although with a 7 deaths, you wouldn't have thought so.
He's got a 7-kill lead at the moment over Action. And we were pegging this as Action's map. Destiny have other plans for this.
Look at that spray and pray with the LMG. Aston without the pistol goes in really hard. Only 43% health remaining. Going for the knife, but can't find it. So ends up just 2-tapping him with a shotgun. No problem. And loads both those barrels at the same time. It just takes him out.
Abe with the pre-fire.
Nah, he's behind the other wall, Abe. You
anything.
can't see him, but he was.
Got 10 kills. Separate Destiny from victory. 18 kills, however, separate Action. I think the 3-1 prediction might have been corrected, Jaws, and Destiny are on that final 10-kill track to be in the July finals.
Oh, no! Abe, he had a perfect shot. He comes around, though, big with the LMG, and that's going to be a knife kill for Area. 42 to 43. The clock is ticking down as well, but I don't think it's going to go to the clock. I think it will just go down to kills. My goodness, Salted just firing those rocket launcher through those doors. Does pick up a splash damage kill onto Divin. 44 to 38. The gap is closing, but not quick enough, it seems. Even if they just trade at this point, it will be Destiny taking home this first place prize pool. Their money, their hearts must be racing at this point. Recon aircraft's been deployed. This
Area,
has
he's got a nice angle. Separates the team with the missile launcher. There's a kill coming out from NWI with a shotgun of his own. Backing up Area as he walks towards the area.
48 to 42, Trid, this could be the last
Going
moment. He does get the kill through the wall. Area comes up big, 49 to 42.
One more kill.
He's going to
runs in with the shots.
Door.
He just needs to find one.
No, he doesn't. Action come up big. 2 headshots finish him off, but Anubis pops round and goes, thank you very much. That'll be Destiny taking down Action. 3-1 is your final score, and they are your winners of the Red July Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. We expected the Japanese final. Prediction was correct on that one. Destiny coming out stronger than I think people were touting them to. Excellent performance on Museum. That was their most convincing win they had. And you can see why. It's their map. Just teams, if you're learning future, try to avoid having that matchup and letting them have Museum. We're going to take a look at the journey today, though, so we can have a nice refresher of what happened and see how Destiny came to the position of being the Red July 2017 champions.
Yeah, look at this top half in Old Glory falling down to Destruction, and Destruction did get obliterated. You can see all the 2-0s. The only, like we mentioned, real close game was the Action versus Destiny. I mean, Numbers got taken out by Action. Action on an absolute tear, you could say. And then same with Destiny, taking out Sniping and Elf Crew. It looked all too good for them. And they just carried it through. This American team really coming up big. Taking off the Japanese. And like we said, the Numbers game is technically against them. But they prevailed.
Came up with a solid victory. I think, especially at the end there, stand-up performances in that final. Abe's definitely going to be the one that stood out there. I think that Area had some great matches, not necessarily towards the end of the final, but still had some good performances in there, very proactive around the map. I think those were the 2 players to watch on Destiny and really the 2 linchpins of how they play this game.
Very interesting to see what kind of new strategies they come up with next week, and next month as well. Obviously, we're in the month of August already, but these were the finals. Yeah. And yeah, definitely, like you said, something to keep your eye on, and a team definitely someone that a lot of these teams are going to go, okay, so what we can learn from them as well. But that'll be it. That'll be all done and dusted. Destiny will be your champions. The Americans will take home the grand prize. And that'll be all for the Modern Combat 5 stream this evening. My name has been Jaws. That has been Trid. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you soon.